Am I audible? Niranjana, am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
you are.
Safiya, you're audible.
Thank you.
Yes.
பெரிய கர்ப்பமுச்சா? பெரிய கர்ப்பமுச்சா?
Prem, I think you should mute. What you're talking inside is heard by everyone.
Good morning, one and all. Vanakkam.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Even very happy
Good morning.
New Year.
Vanakkam, madam.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Good to
morning,
see
madam.
you all. Plus, yeah. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Morning, Raj. Good morning.
So let's all stay muted because otherwise there will be a lot of disturbance. So I
Yes.
request all to be please on mute, and we'll just wait for a couple more minutes for the program to start. Just give me a minute.
என்னோட போட்டோ மட்டும் நல்ல போட்டோ அனுப்பு. நான் இந்த போட்டோ தான் வச்சு எங்க இருக்கு காமன் போட்டோ தான் வச்சிருக்கேன்.
சின்ன பிள்ளை தூங்க கொடுங்க தூங்க விடாம பண்றது. ஆனா
Morning, Prem. Only two of us have joined from 85-86 batch. You are muted, Prem.
Yeah. Yes. Good morning, Raj. Morning.
In fact, I reminded a couple of people. You reminded a couple of people in the group.
What, Raj?
I think you reminded a couple of people in the group. Nobody else has joined from the 85-86 batch.
Yeah.
84-86.
Yeah. In fact, I sent a morning also. Dr. Manjula's audio message also posted there. Other people are joining.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir. I think Khaja sir has joined.
Good morning. Good morning, professors.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Vice Chancellor, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Vice Chancellor, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Tony,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I'm just checking whether the other speakers have joined. Khaja sir, can you please check and let me know whether our Honorable Justice sir has joined?
Yes, madam. I will I'll talk to sir.
I'm here, Dr. Manjula.
Yeah. More or less,
Yeah,
welcome.
good morning. I know
Morning.
it's been hours for you.
No, it's okay. It's 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hearty welcome to all the alumni of University of Madras. Good to have you all here. Good to see you back here at your alma mater virtually.
Oh, good. And the 97, 92, 99 batch.
Right.
Morning, Nanda.
Morning, Manjula.
Hope you're doing good. Good to see you virtually.
Yeah. Same here.
I hope the other batchmates are also joining.
I'm not sure of what about our other batchmates, but I see 101 participants right now.
Yeah. I think
Thanks.
a couple of them will join too. Khaja sir, if you can just ensure if sir has joined.
Yes, ma'am. Rajagopal sir, welcome.
Rajagopal sir, welcome.
Welcome. One of the alumni who is in constant touch with the department.
Ever willing to.
Lucky madam and
Vigneshwar, 15-17 batch. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Rajlakshmi ma'am. Good to see you. How are you, ma'am? Ma'am is a professor in the Colombo University.
hearty welcome to Honorable Justice, sir. Hearty welcome to our chief guest, Honorable Justice, sir. Kalayasan, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Madam, shall we start now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes.
We are dot on time.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Vanakkam, Sodhi, sir.
Vanakkam. Good morning.
Sorry, sir. Welcome. Sorry, sir.
Vanakkam, sir.
Happy welcome.
Morning, Sodhi. Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, happy New Year, sir.
Nice
Let us begin now.
Yeah, Professor, if we can start.
Yes, Honorable Justice, sir. Shall we begin, sir? Shall we start? Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. So over to the MCs. Asma, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. For a better experience, I ask you to mute your mic. I request you to mute your mic. Thank you. A very happy morning and a happy new year to one and all logged in here at this auspicious August occasion. Respected head of the department, Dr. J. Kaja Sharif sir, our alumni coordinator, Dr. P.S. Manjula ma'am, retired Judge Madras High Court, Honorable Justice Mr. Kalayarasan. Any institution's alumni are key to its growth. Here are a few who scaled our institution to greater heights. We also take pleasure in having and welcoming our alumni. Dr. General of Indian Chemical Council, Mr. Sodhi Selvam, Vice Chancellor of Xavier Institute of Management University, Dr. Anthony Uvari, Director Global Sales of Indirect Business, Henkel Beauty Care, Mr. Murali Sundar, our most revered faculty members and alumni members of Department of Management Studies, and my dear friends. It's indeed my immense pleasure to welcoming you all to the annual Alumni Meet 2022 on behalf of Department of Management Studies, University of Madras. To begin this day off on the right note, let us invoke our spirits by beginning with our state anthem. Now I request the gathering to rise up for Tamil Thai Varthai.
நீராடும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர்ச்சிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனருன் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெருந்தமிழனெங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you, Nakanjananeha, for invoking Mother Tamil's grace for today's event by vocalizing Tamil Thai. A small cheer and a great welcome makes a merry feast, said William Shakespeare. A great welcome is all about a charming smile and a delightful speech. An embodiment of both of these is our alumni coordinator and our assistant professor, Dr. P.S. Manjula ma'am. Apart from being known for her committed and creative teaching, ma'am is herself an alumni of DOMS. Now I request Dr. P.S. Manjula ma'am to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning and a very happy new year to all of you. I deem it an honor and privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of Management Studies and my personal behalf to this annual Alumni Meet 2022. But can I just check whether my audio is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As the alumni of this department and as also as the faculty alumni coordinator, the happiness of welcoming you all is manifold. It's often said that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Each of our guests today is an inspiring leader in their own spheres. The bedrock of our democracy is in the rule of the law and an independent judiciary. The role of judges is therefore of great prominence. We're really fortunate to have an eminent member of the judiciary and a true legal luminary, Honorable Thiru Justice Ponnusami Kalayarasan sir, retired Judge, Madras High Court, with us today as the chief guest. Honorable Justice P. Kalayarasan sir has held several key positions and still serves in numerous roles that continues to contribute in significant ways to the society. I extend a warm welcome to Honorable Thiru Justice P. Kalayarasan sir and thank him for gracing this occasion and for having consented to deliver the presidential address. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome our guests of honor and our distinguished alumni, Mr. Sodhi Selvam, Director General of Indian Chemical Council. In fact, if you see, he and also the other guests for today Father Anthony Uveri, the Vice Chancellor of Exime University, and Mr. Murli Sundar, Director Global Sales, Indirect Business Beauty Care, Professional Henkel, Hamburg, Germany. We are indeed indebted to each one of you for your steady support extended to us over the years. Our guest, Mr. Sodhi Selvam, needs no introduction among the DOMS circle. He has close to 4 decades of experience and has been the global board level in diverse businesses. Mr. Sodhi Selvam has served as the Executive Director of Indian Oil Corporation Limited and was a director on the boards of at least half a dozen large and reputed organizations. I'm indeed honored to welcome you, sir, to today's Alumni Meet. Father Anthony Uveri did his PhD from DOMS under the guidance of the then HOD, Professor Dr. P.T. Srinivasan. It's indeed an honor and privilege to welcome a great academician like Father Anthony Uveri as our guest of honor. He's an inspiring teacher, researcher, and administrator who wears all these multiple hats with equal ease. But more than that, what I would like to tell you is that actually Father is isolated since he has been infected with COVID. So when I spoke to him yesterday, he was feeling a little weak. And he told me, Manjula, but for coming to DOMS, any other function I would have cancelled. So you can understand the commitment that he holds towards DOMS. I am really thankful to you, sir, for taking your time out and being with us. I know that this is going to be a real, much needed energy booster for you also during these testing times. Thank you. And I wish you a very speedy recovery. Our next guest and speaker for the day, Mr. Murli Sundar, is an accomplished leader with 25 years of experience in several business segments. He has scripted several turnarounds in his job roles. I found him to be a person with an amicable disposition and is a great conversationalist. No wonder that he has to be that way, because while at DOMS, he was a placement coordinator in the works management. It's indeed an honor to have you with us today, sir. I know that it is wee hours in Germany, and during winter, Sunday morning, how difficult it should be for you to come and join us. I'm really thankful to you for the gesture.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. The successful culmination of this program owes much to the guidance and support of our head of the department, Dr. J. Khada Sharif, sir. As is the true hallmark of a great leader, he gives us a space to work with a free hand and fosters a culture of innovative thinking in the department. Thank you, sir, and welcome to the function. At DOMS, we try to be a niche academic institution. This in itself brings an array of unique challenges in order to remain relevant. At DOMS, we strive to create a unique student experience with a perfect blend of superior learning support and academic freedom. I welcome all my faculty colleagues, Dr. R. Tenmari ma'am, Emeritus Professor, Dr. Satyanarayana, Dr. Usha, Dr. Vanita Agrawal, Dr. Kanag Lakshmi, Dr. Shivakumar, and Dr. Joseph, who help in nurturing the young budding leaders at DOMS. Now, let me share with you all what is both obvious and curious. We are here today together in association. It is an association of many people and of many generations. We celebrate a connection across time in these festive rites, singing our alma mater, adorning ourselves in the tradition of DOMS. An institution connects us and brings us together and brings us back every year. Though I miss the fun and the feast of an offline event, however, on the other side, the virtual meet has its own advantage, as it's been able to make us all the alumni across the geographic boundaries, countries, and various batches to get together here. I can see that there are a lot of people who are joined from several countries like Singapore, Sri Lanka, USA, Germany, you can name it, and any part of the globe, and they are here today. Dear alumni, let me tell you that you are our valued ambassadors and help connect us, our past with our present. We welcome all the alumni who turned up today from all parts of the globe to walk down the memory lanes of their times in DOMS, and wholeheartedly welcome you all to this annual alumni meet. We look forward to your active involvement, your mentoring support, and commendable suggestions. Let me also tell you that apart from this annual alumni meet, we are also open to conduct alumni reunions for batches from time to time. I also welcome all our non-teaching staff to this alumni meet. Last but not the least, but let me now go on, welcome all our dear students who will go on to become our alumni one day. This function is possible only because of their contributions and work. I extend a wholehearted welcome to all our students representing various clubs, especially the Works Management and our alumni coordinator, Mr. Gunalan. At this juncture, let me also share that the present Works team is working on launching an exclusive website for Works and the alumni, which will help us to stay better connected in this digital era with our alma mater. I once again welcome each one of you to the Alumni Meet 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for power back start. Leadership is not just a position, but an action. I repeat, leadership is not just a position, but an action. An epitome of these words is our professor and head of the department, Dr. J. Kaja Sharif sir. With his 3 decades of experience, he had taken immeasurable and outstanding steps to steer our learning experiences effectively in the right direction. Now, I request our respected professor and head of the department, Dr. J. Kaja Sharif sir, to deliver his address. So you're on mute, sir.
Thank you, Nandakumar. Most venerated chief guests of today's Alumni Annual Meet 2022, Honorable Justice Thiru P. Kalayarasan sir, most respected guest of honor and proud alumni of DOMS, Mr. Sori Selvam sir, Director General, Indian Chemical Council, Dr. Uveri Tony sir, Vice Chancellor, XIM University, Mr. Murali Sundar sir, Director Global Sales, Henkel Beauty Care, Germany, most respected faculty coordinator of today's Alumni Meet 2022, and my good friend, Dr. P.S. Manjula Madam. Madam herself is an alumnus of DOMS, proud alumnus, most respected former syndicate member, whom we call as Mother of Management at DOMS. That is our former HOD Madam. Most respected, my learned colleagues and good friends, Dr. Satyanarayan sir, Dr. Usha Madam, Dr. Vanita Madam, Dr. Kanagalashmi Madam, Dr. Shivakumar sir, and Dr. Joseph Raj sir. Most respected dignitaries from both academia, government, most respected dignitaries from government, academia, and industry, most esteemed alumni, who together is a backbone of DOMS of University of Madras, most respected colleagues and good friends from the office of DOMS, SO Mrs. Manjula Madam, ASO Mr. Shivakumar sir, and their dynamic team. Last but not the least, the pearls and diamonds of DOMS, that is the research scholars and the students of DOMS. Happy morning, happy new year, and hearty welcome to this today's annual Alumni Meet 2022. This is an annual event in the calendar of in the academic calendar of DOMS. We have been consecutively year after year celebrating Alumni Meet, involving our students of who studied here in the past, that is alumni. And our department got established in the year way back 1955. It is almost more than 60 years. Six decades later, we are still together. Most of the people here are few of the students of among our alumni must be aged more than us, the faculty members here, and they are already retired, and they have held several coveted positions in all spheres of activities, and we salute them, and we appreciate, and we feel honored, humbled to have them all here in our midst, and it's a noble gesture. And alumni is the real strength of any institution. And we are so fortunate that we have got our real strength coming here virtually, joining and celebrating this annual meet. And alumni is a fixed asset of an organization in the parlance of accounting, if you have to put it rightly. Therefore, they are the real fixed assets. And they are the people who bring the industry into academia. Those who are here, like Sodhi Selvam sir and Murali Sundar sir and Tony sir and all those our alumni, they are the guest of honor here today. Therefore, they are the people who bring the outside world into DOMS and help the present students to get themselves updated, keep themselves abreast of the latest, the present and future. Therefore, it is the past through whom we can get the present and future captured and brought to the vicinity of the students who are presently pursuing their MBA. That is the real strength of any great institution, of course. And alumni, alma mater, this connect today has happened. And one documentary, small video clipping was played in the one of the previous alumni meet. There, one of the student pretended to be like, he was a present student pursuing the course that time. And he pretended like he was the old student, and he enacted as if he is the old student. He just wearing the blazer and all, having this blazer in the hand, he came. Like in one of the movies, the person having, after several decades, come back to the hometown. He came here and just he went into the auditorium. He just made this statement. I still remember. Is this auditorium still intact? Having so many professors giving the lecture. In the auditorium. Therefore, that kind of association, bonding, and connect actually. The auditorium and the building itself is a heritage building here, and it holds a lot of memories of so many people here who have studied. Thousands of people have studied here. Our alumni are guests of honor today. Our alumni were chief guests. Our alumni were HODs of this great department. Our former HOD, Professor PTS sir, has sent the message because of his personal commitment. Sir is not able to make his presence here, but he has conveyed his best wishes. Thank you, sir. Our alumni were syndicate members. Our alumni were ministers in central government and state government. Our alumni were renowned are still the political leaders presently in the past too. And our alumni were CEOs and presidents and vice presidents of great organizations, global organizations. We have today the Murali Sundar sir, one of the, and Sodhi sir, and our vice chancellor, Zim of Zim University, and presidents and vice presidents, CVOs, chief vigilance officers, vigilance commissioners, reporting to prime ministers. They have served as World Bank officers. Our alumni have been still continuing to serve as the World Bank officials, IAS officers, IPS officers, DROs, presently also in the past, CMDs of the nationalized banks, full-time professors. Few of the professors here who are on board now, they are the alumni of our department, visiting professors. Sodhi Selvam sir himself is a visiting professor here. Then PhD scholars, most of the students, few of the students are pursuing the PhD at present, and a few of them already completed. And it is today we see the synergy happening between the past, present, and future. It is the most significant thing about today's this event. And one small request from the side of the Department of Management Studies, the retired alumni and the alumni who are presently who are serving, we seek the support to join hands with the department in terms of offering consultancy to the corporate world and entrepreneurship developments that is functioning here. You can render your helping hand. SSR, Students' Social Responsibility, wherein we have got 5 verticals: education care, healthcare, women empowerment, village adoption, and environmental care. These are all the verticals wherein the students of DOMS are serving as the office bearers. All the clubs are being run by the students. Therefore, the alumni shoulder the responsibility to support in whatever way they can. It is not that just money, you can support them through your contacts and network. We don't require even a single penny from any of the alumni. Just if you want, you can get some facilities here. Provide some facilities here for the welfare of the students, not in terms of money, but in terms of facilities you can think of doing. And we can have the virtual platform where we can connect frequently, and database we have to create, and website, as Madam Manjula rightly pointed out, it is underway, and soon we are going to be reality. And class representatives of the batches, they can continue to serve as the alumni representatives of the respective batches. And among the alumni representatives, we can create the WhatsApp group through which we can share the informations. That also we will request you to render your support, and so that we will propagate the information to all the alumni. And MUMA is another dream that is we seek your support. That is Madras Management Association is there already functioning, but we want to create our own wing, Madras University Management Association, wherein the alumni can become the office bearers, and you can take up the leadership, and you can run the show, and thereby you can act like an interface between both academia and the corporate world. And just I want to mention here a few of the notable contributions which have been made by our alumni. Sodhi Selvam sir, through his initiative, has through the CSR of a few of the refinery companies, oil refinery companies, has been in the position to get mobilize fund, and helping not the department, the university, in renovating one of the buildings, one of the facilities in the auditorium in the university. Sodhi Selvam sir has taken the initiative, and he has got the money, good amount of money he has got, and he is helping the university, not only the department. And the 87 batch students, they have instituted the endowment lecture here in our department, that is happening here after here. Even it is slated to be conducted this month or next month. Rajagopalan sir is here, I think. He belongs to 87 batch, and that is another thing. Our Department of Management instituted several endowment lectures through their initiative, like Professor PTS sir endowment lecture, our former HOD sir, and Professor Dr. Tenmuri madam's endowment lecture, our former HOD madam, right? On their name, they have instituted the endowment lectures, and they have been presently serving as the visiting professors. They have been helping. But the point is, we don't have the connectivity. It is because of that we are not able to get to know of the opportunities and the possibilities, and which you can take up as a responsibility, and you can contribute to the department. Soon, through the virtual connect that we are going to create with the support of the social media, WhatsApp and all, through the representatives of the respective batches, we will make it happen. And the certificate programs also you can conduct here. And the rule books which guides us on how to go about with the conduct of the participating in how to conduct the certificate programs, and how to get involved with the consultancy projects, all that we will share through the WhatsApp group that we are planning to create. Therefore, those who are retired, I don't think that there will be any need for them to earn money, but there is certainly you can have the opportunity to whatever money that you create through this consultancy service that you are going to help for the department, you can generate the fund and you can do the charity. It is a time that you can earn punyam. You help the department make more money, and help the students to learn the real-time scenarios and how to do the management to the real-time scenarios, bring the corporate world into the department. And if you don't want money, no issues. You can yourself do the charity. Earn punyam. Thank you, sir. Thanks to all the alumni, Justice sir, our honorable chief guest, Justice sir Kalarasan sir, and all the dignitaries here, chief guest of honor, Jyoti Selvam sir, Murali Sundar sir, Tony sir, and all the professors, all the academicians, all the industrialists, and all the alumni. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your heartwarming speech. The great thing in the world is not so much where we stand, as in what direction we are moving. Now, I would like to call Ms. Paulina Sridevi to share a few words about our legal luminary, Mr. Justice P. Kalayarasan, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Thiru Justice Ponusami Kalayarasan, retired judge of the Madras High Court, is functioning as the chairman of P.T. Chengalvaraya Nakya Trust, Veperi, Chennai. He is also functioning as chairman of the State Official Language Legislative Commission, Chennai, and as advisory member of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. He has served in different capacities and in areas far and wide of the Tamil Nadu state, such as the chairman of the Commission for Recommending Horizontal Reservation for Government School Students in NEET, chairman of the Tamil Nadu Films Awards Committee, member of the Selection Committee for the Tamil Nadu National Law University, and chairman of the Search Committee for the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University. Honorable Justice Ponusami Kalayarasan started his career on 3rd January 1983 as Judicial Magistrate in the Tamil Nadu State Subordinate Judiciary and then as Administrative Head of the High Court and the State Subordinate Judiciary as the Registrar General of Madras High Court. He had reached the highest position in the State Judiciary as Permanent Judge of the Madras High Court from April 2016 and superannuated as such on April 2018. A few of his judgments among the several notable judgments are Recommendation for Horizontal Reservation for Government School Students in NEET, Karuvellan Tree Removal Judgment, Record Disposal of CBI Cases, and Ensuring High Court Security. It's an honor to have you among us today, sir. Now, I request Honorable Justice Ponusami Kalayarasan, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Sir, mic is put on mute, I think. Sir, we have to unmute the mic, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir? Sir,
Kalayarasan, sir, your mic is on mute, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Good morning to all. Happy New Year to all of you, sir. That is, since we played Tamil Thai Valthu, I understand all of you know Tamil. Though it is virtual meeting, it is wide over global. I understand that all know Tamil. So I address my speech in Tamil. சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழக மேலாண்மை துறையின் முன்னாள் மாணவர்கள் 2022 வருடத்திய சந்திப்பு நிகழ்விற்கு ஏற்பாடுகள் செய்து சிறப்பாக நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என் இனிய வணக்கத்தை தெரிவிப்பதில் மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். குறிப்பாக இந்த வருடத்து நிகழ்வில் கலந்து கொண்டு சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கும் இதை ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கும் Head of the Department, Professor Khaja Sharif அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்வை இன்று கலந்து கொண்டு சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற திரு சோதி செல்வம், டைரக்டர் ஜெனரல், கெமிக்கல் கவுன்சில் அவர்களுக்கும், டாக்டர் உவரி டோனி, வைஸ் சான்சலர், GM யூனிவர்சிட்டி அவர்களுக்கும், திரு முரளி சுந்தர், டைரக்டர் ஆஃப் குளோபல் சேல்ஸ் இன்டைரக்ட் பிசினஸ், இங்கல் பியூட்டி கேர், ஹாம்பர்க், ஜெர்மனி அவர்களுக்கும் என் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் பாராட்டுக்களையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த சமயத்திலே நமது வைஸ் சான்சலர் அவர்கள் விரைவில் குணமடைய எல்லோர் சார்பாகவும் நான் கடவுளை பிரார்த்தித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இணைய வழி மூலமாக இணைந்து இந்த விழாவினை நடத்தி வரும் மேலாண்மை துறையின் முன்னாள் மாணவர் சங்கத்தின் பொறுப்பாளர்களுக்கும் உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் என் அன்பு நிறைந்த வணக்கத்தையும் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். 1857 ஆண்டு தொடங்கப்பட்ட சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகம் இந்தியாவில் தொடங்கப்பட்ட முதல் 3 மூத்த பல்கலைக்கழகங்களில் ஒன்று. இதுவே தென்னிந்தியாவில் பின்னர் தோன்றிய பல்கலைக்கழகங்கள் அனைத்திற்கும் தாய் பல்கலைக்கழகம் என்ற பெருமிதம் பெற்றிருக்கும் பல்கலைக்கழகம். இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகம்தான் சென்னை நகர் என்பதற்கு அறிஞர்களின் இருப்பிடம், தி சீட் ஆஃப் இன்டலெக்சுவல்ஸ் என்னும் உயர்ந்த பெயரை உலக மக்களிடம் நமக்கு பெற்று தந்தது. இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் படித்து பட்டம் பெற்றவர்கள் இந்தியாவில் மட்டுமல்லாமல் உலகின் பல பகுதிகளிலும் உயர்ந்த பதவிகளில் அமர்ந்துள்ளார்கள். அப்படி உயர் பதவி பெற்றவர்கள் தங்கள் அறிவாலும் ஆற்றலாலும் இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் சிறப்பினை வெளிப்படுத்தி வந்தார்கள். அந்த நற்பெயரும் புகழும் இன்றும் சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகத்திற்கு இருந்து வருகிறது என்றே நான் நம்புகிறேன், இருக்க வேண்டும் என்றும் நான் விரும்புகிறேன். அறிவியல், கலையியல் என்று பல துறைகளின் வழியே திறன்மிக்க மாணவர்களை உருவாக்கி வந்த இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் இது தோன்றிய 100 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு பின்பு 1955 தான் மேலாண்மை துறை உருவாக்கப்பட்டது என்று அறிகிறேன். இப்பொழுது காஜா ஷெரீப் சார் அவர்களும் அதைத்தான் சொன்னார்கள். என்றாலும் இந்த துறை தான் பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் துறைகளில் வலிமையானதும் புகழ் பெற்றதுமாக இருப்பதைக் கண்டு மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். காளை மாடு பிறக்கும் போதே கால்களுடன் பிறக்கிறது. அதற்கு கொம்புகள் வெகு நாட்களுக்கு பிறகுதான் முளைக்கின்றன. ஆனால் அதற்கு எது வலிமை? பின்னால் தோன்றிய கொம்புகள் தான் காளைக்கு வலிமையாகவும் பாதுகாப்பாகவும் உள்ளன. இதை போலவே இப்பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் துறைகளில் மேலாண்மை துறையே பல்கலைக்கழகத்திற்கு வலிமையையும் சிறப்பையும் தருகின்றது என்று உரைத்தால் அது மிகையில்லை என்று கருதுகிறேன். மேலாண்மை துறையின் முன்னாள் மாணவர்களை பொறுத்தவரை அவர்கள் மிகச்சிறந்த கல்வியாளர்களாகவும் கடினமாக உழைப்பவர்களாகவும் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பது என் நம்பிக்கை. ஏனெனில் 1980ஆம் ஆண்டுகளில் மேலாண்மை துறை பட்ட மேற்படிப்பு MBA தமிழ்நாட்டில் மிகச்சில கல்வி நிலையங்களில் மட்டுமே இருந்தபோது இங்கு இந்த துறையில் MBA படிக்க இடம் கிடைப்பது என்பது எத்தனை கடினமானது என்பதை என் வயதை ஒத்திருப்பவர்கள் நன்கு அறிவார்கள். அந்த வகையில் அரிய முயற்சி செய்து மேலாண்மை துறையில் இடம்பெற்று படித்து முடித்துவிட்டு இன்று உலகெல்லாம் புகழுடன் உழைவு வருகின்றார்கள். அந்த முன்னாள் மாணவர்கள் வருடந்தோறும் சந்திப்பு நிகழ்ச்சி நடத்துவது பாராட்டுக்குரியது. அது தங்களுக்கு கல்வி வழங்கிய தாய் வீட்டை வணங்குவது, தங்களை வழிநடத்திய கல்வி ஆலயத்திற்கு வணக்கம் செலுத்துவது என்ற வகையில் அமைவதில் உங்கள் இந்த சந்திப்பு நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு என் இதயம் கனிந்த வாழ்த்துக்கள். அதே சமயத்தில் உங்களை பார்த்து உங்களை ரோல் மாடலாக எடுத்துக்கொள்வதற்கும் நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய வழிகாட்டுதலிலே அவர்கள் இந்த இளைய சமுதாயம் செல்வதற்கும் வழிவகுக்கும் என்பதிலும் சந்தேகமில்லை. நமக்கு பாடம் கற்பித்த துறை மீது பாசம் கொண்டு வாழ்நாள் எல்லாம் அதன் நினைவை போற்ற வேண்டும் என்ற உயர்ந்த எண்ணத்தில் அமையும் இந்த சந்திப்பு என்பது மனித பண்பின் மாண்புகளை வெளிப்படுத்துகிறது. எனவே இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் வளாகத்தில் வலம் வந்த நாட்களை இன்னும் உங்கள் உள்ளங்களில் இனிமையாக தேக்கி வைத்துள்ளீர்கள். அதை ஆண்டுதோறும் அசை போட்டு மகிழ்ந்து வருகிறீர்கள். உங்கள் துறைக்கு நீங்கள் காட்டும் நன்றி உணர்வுக்கு இதுவே சான்று. அத்துடன் முன்னாள் மாணவர்கள் அனைவரும் ஒரே குடும்பம் என்ற உணர்வின் அடிப்படையில் இணைந்து நின்று இந்த வருடாந்திர சந்திப்பை நடத்தி வருகின்றீர்கள். இதுவும் உங்கள் நட்புணர்வை காட்டுகிறது. நன்றி உணர்வும் நட்புணர்வும் தலைமையாளர்களுக்கு தேவையான தகுதிகள். அந்த அரிய சிறப்புகளுடன் நிகழ்கின்ற உங்கள் அத்துணை பேரையும் பாராட்டுகிறேன். மேலாண்மை துறையானது உலகமயமாக்கல் கொள்கையை இந்தியா ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு செயல்பட தொடங்கிய பின்னர் மேலும் வளர்ச்சி பெற்றது. இத்துறைக்கு பொலிவும் புகழும் கிடைத்தன. அந்த வகையில் இன்று இத்துறை மாணவர்கள் உலகம் முழுவதும் பல்வேறு தொழிலகங்களில் உயர்ந்த பொறுப்பில் இருக்கின்றார்கள். இந்த நேரத்தில் உங்களிடத்தில் ஒரு செய்தியை பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். டாடா நிறுவனத்தின் தலைமை பொறுப்பில் தமிழகத்தைச் சேர்ந்த திரு சந்திரசேகரன், அமெரிக்காவில் திருமதி இந்திரா நூயி, திரு சுந்தர் பிச்சை இவர்கள் எல்லாம் இருக்கிறார்கள், தமிழகத்தைச் சேர்ந்தவர்கள். தொழில்துறை மேலாண்மையில் கோலோச்சி வருகிறார்கள். இவர்களைப் போலவே இன்னும் பலர் இருக்கலாம். ஆனால் இந்த மேலாண்மை கல்வி என்பது மேனாட்டார், ஐரோப்பியர், அமெரிக்கர் வழங்கிய அந்நிய கல்வி என்று மட்டும் கருத வேண்டாம். நமது மரபில் பல நூல்கள் மேலாண்மையை சொல்லித் தருகின்றன. உலக பொதுமுறையாம் திருக்குறளில் காணப்படும் மேலாண்மை கருத்துக்களையும் கற்க வேண்டும். அவற்றை உலக அறிஞர்களின் பார்வைக்கு எடுத்துச் செல்ல வேண்டும். கல்வியில் மட்டுமல்ல, கலைகளில் மட்டுமல்ல, தமிழ்நாடு வணிகத்திலும் சிறந்து விளங்கியது. மேலாண்மை கல்வியிலும் உலக நிலைக்கு உயர்ந்து நிற்கிறது என்பதையும் நீங்கள் எடுத்துச் சொல்ல வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். அன்பு நண்பர்களே, இந்த இனிய நிகழ்வில் உங்களுடன் கலந்து கொண்ட வாய்ப்பிற்கு மகிழ்கிறேன். அனைவருக்கும் என் நன்றி. வணக்கம்.
நன்றி சார். நன்றி, மிக்க நன்றி.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தங்களுடைய நேரத்தை ஒதுக்கி இதுகாரும் எங்கள் சிந்தனையை வளம் பெற பல நல்ல கருத்துக்களை கூறிய முன்னாள் நீதியரசர் ஐயா அவர்களுக்கு எங்களுடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். Now, let us take a glimpse of all the 4 management clubs and their recent endeavors and activities.
Voice of Excellence is the Department of Management Studies is prestigious 44-year-old student-run club.
The video has stopped. You can present once again.
Voice of Excellence or Vox Management is the Department of Management Studies is prestigious 44-year-old student-run club functioning for the students and by the students. Vox was established with the vision to transform management students into full-fledged managers. It is headed by Dr. K. Satyanarayan, Associate Professor, Department of Management Studies, and these are the office bearers of the year 2021-22. Ms. Niranjana Neha, General Secretary, Tamil Selvan and Naveen Samuel, the brochure designers, Jaba Ellis and Manaswani, the placement coordinators, Gunalan, the alumni coordinator, Nandakumar, the treasurer, Gayatri, the corporate coordinator, and Praveen Kumar, the PRO. There are 2 major flagship events conducted every year. The first one is the brochure release function, which marks the onset of the placement season. The placement brochure throws light on all the talents and qualifications of the students who are appearing for campus placement. The brochure acts as a recruiter's guide and is released in a grand function in the presence of highly esteemed dignitaries, market leaders, and HR experts. This year, it was released online by the Honorable Minister for Small Scale Industries, Shri T.M. Anbarasan, in the presence of Mr. Naresh Jabraj, Vice President Sales, Go Frugal Technologies, Mr. Suresh Kumar, Vice President Sales, Naukri.com, among the many other dignitaries. The second major event is the HR Fusion, in which head HRs and other leading professionals have an enlightening panel discussion on the most happening management trends and topics. In the year 2021, we had a very vibrant discussion on the topic hybrid work model, its challenges and opportunities. Corporate guest lectures are arranged every Wednesday for the students to interact with top professionals in the corporate world to bridge the gap between industry and academia. Similarly, endowment lectures are conducted from time to time, inviting our very own alumni of DOMS who have reached great heights to return to their alma mater and share the rich knowledge and experience they've gained to the budding managers. DOMS Bites is our monthly tabloid in which students write articles on various management concepts and is posted on all our official social media handles. Apart from these, Vox also hosts events such as Teachers' Day celebration and farewell for final year students. Here are a few glimpses of the programs we had conducted online in the past year of Teachers' Day as well as the farewell. The most awaited Graduation Day celebration is also hosted by Vox. Here are a few photos of the happy faces. And finally, the alumni meet connecting all our proud seniors and super seniors is conducted by Vox every year. Thank you.
Synergy Management Club, an association of students, was founded in August 2016. Synergy Management Club of Department of Management Studies focuses on helping students gain expertise in solving real-time business complexities through industry-driven technical and life skill development programs. The main objective is to impart managerial skills. The agenda, theme, and mission are seen as the word synergy, reflecting integrity, interactions, and combined efforts of various stakeholders of DOMS. Faculty Coordinators. Dr. Qadir Sharif Sir, Professor and Head of Department of Management Studies, has more than 2 decades of teaching and research experience. He has successfully guided many PhD scholars and also published research articles and books. He is about evolving new innovative management concepts. Dr. Vanita Agarwal ma'am is an assistant professor and also the NSS coordinator of University of Madras. She has 16 years of teaching and research experience. She has made more than 50 publications and has also received various awards such as Outstanding Faculty Award and also the Best Researcher Award. Synergy Club vibrantly organizes workshops, guest lectures, and management events for the students, acting as a platform to bring out the budding talents, to motivate and to encourage them to push beyond their abilities towards becoming future managers. A few to name guest lectures are used to boost immunity and combat during COVID-19 situation, how to choose a proper career path, and also understanding the current market strategies. The events that the Synergy conducts are both technical and non-technical events that are related to the management studies. A few to name are crossword puzzles, poster designing, quiz, and debate. Synergy Management Meet is an yearly mega event that brings together students from arts, engineering, and management colleges to compete in various technical and non-technical competitions and bring out their best efforts and talent. DOMS consultancy services have been provided to various reputed business industries and had assisted them in achieving the goal with their effective and efficient solutions.
Good news, and that is the unicorns of 2021 startups that have joined the $1 billion valuation club this year.
Startups and entrepreneurs are now the buzzword in India.
Last September to this September, there is on an average 3 unicorns every month.
We at the Department of Management Studies wanted our students to stay in tune with this wave of entrepreneurship and help them with opportunities to plan, test, and start their own business initiatives through the EDGE cell of the department, and thus EDGE was born. EDGE strives to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem in the department, which catalyzes the spirit among students. Various activities are planned and conducted throughout the year, which helps to build several entrepreneurial skills like creativity and innovation, critical thinking, analytical ability, and problem-solving capability. Year after year, the effort of EDGE has helped to increase the number of startup aspirants in the department, and many students have started to look at entrepreneurship as a career option. EDGE offers mentoring support to these budding entrepreneurs in line with its vision to discover, train, and enhance the entrepreneurial acumen of the students and groom them into future leaders of their own businesses. All these initiatives from our side would not have been possible if it wasn't for the constant support and motivation that we received from the department. We are especially thankful to Dr. Kaja Sheriff, head of the department, and Dr. P.S. Manjula, assistant professor and faculty coordinator of EDGE, for their constant support and motivation. Our aim going forward is to make people understand that entrepreneurial skills are not just helpful for an entrepreneur, but it is replicable to each and every profession out there, and therefore stress people the importance of entrepreneurship.
It's my honor to introduce the Student Social Responsibility Club. The Student Social Responsibility Club takes privilege to fulfill the needs and necessity of our society. The Student Social Responsibility Club strives hard to fulfill the essential requirements of our society in the field of education, health protection, employment, environmental protection, and movement enthusiasm. To achieve all the social needs, the one important basis is the humanity. The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity, said Leo Tolstoy. That the Student Social Responsibility Club has come up with the tagline HIGTI, that is, humanity is greater than infinity. The Student Social Responsibility Club consists of 5 strong pillars. The logo has designed accordingly as it holds the icon of all the 5 pillars. The first icon represents the education. The second represents the village adoption. The third represents the environment. The fourth represents the women's empowerment. And the last but not least represents the healthcare vertical.
Education. As confessed in the olden days, a man without education is like a building without foundation. Education is the basis for the development of country and society. It is the one important need for the survival in this competitive world. But unfortunately, many people do not get access to the right kind of education. So, the education vertical strive to serve the society by providing effective education by all means to the underprivileged. Healthcare. Health is wealth. Healthcare is a right, not a privilege. The healthcare vertical strives to provide specialized healthcare facilities to the slum population and increase their accessibility towards health services. Women empowerment. The soul of the nation will be saved only when women becomes its soul, said Coretta Scott King. The women empowerment vertical strives hard to motivate women to achieve their life-determining goals and support them in all ways possible to create awareness about the opportunities they have in the different fields. Environment. The environment is where we all meet, where we all have a mutual interest. It is the one thing all of us share, said Lady Bird Johnson. The environment vertical strives to help the practitioners to respond and mitigate environmental degradation and promote environmental awareness to save Mother Earth. Village adoption. The future of India lies in its villages. These are the golden words said by the father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. The village adoption vertical strives to work with the community at the grassroots level to empower them for achieving sustainable development goals.
Hope the video gave you all an overall insight about all our 4 academic clubs, which are the 4 pillars of DOMS. All life is an experiment. The more experiments we make, the better. Now I would like to call Ms. Logeshwari to share a few words about the Director General of Indian Chemical Council, Mr. Sodhi Selvam.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma, you're audible, ma. You're audible. Please go ahead.
Happy morning, everyone. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Sodhi Selvam Dandapani sir, who is alumnus of DOMS. He is the Director General at Indian Chemical Council, and he was the former director at Balmer Lowry Company Limited. Before then, he was the Executive Director at Indian Oil Corporation Limited with global and diverse board-level experience. With more than 37 years of experience in the several organizations, he is highly experienced in the areas of petroleum fuel and specialties, petroleum, synthetic lubricants, industrial packaging, leather chemicals, refinery oil, field services, and engineering products. And I can proudly say that he is also an MBA student with specialization in marketing, leaving the mark of inspiration for us. In the line of this MBA life, he has exhibited strong acumen in the areas of business and growth strategy, turnaround strategy, corporate governance, team building, operations and service excellence, project management, competency development, and organizational restructuring. The presence of such a personality in this occasion is very special to us. We hope that the students are able to seek a little guidance and imbibe something from these thoughts. We are very thankful to him for taking his time out of his busy schedule and attend the function. Sir, I request you to take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Logeshwari. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and wish you all a very, very happy New Year. Honorable Justice Thiru Kalayarasan, Dr. Uveri Tony, Vice Chancellor of XIM University, Mr. Murali Sundar, Director from Henkel, Germany, Mr. Gunalan, the Alumni Coordinator, distinguished faculty and alumni, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a great honor to be part of today's alumni meet and wish to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Kaja Sharif, Dr. P.S. Manjula, and the entire team at DOMS for this opportunity. In fact, I've been an integral part of DOMS, and in fact, I should welcome Mr. Murali Sundar, Dr. Uveri Tony, and Justice Thiru Kalayarasan on behalf of all of you. Even though I've come here as a guest of honor, I always feel I'm a part of DOMS, in the capacity of organizing events like this. Let me give a small introduction how old I am. I joined DOMS way back in 1981 after my 5-year chemical engineering degree. As Justice Kalayarasan put it, those days, apart from IIM A, B, and C, there were very few institutes of repute for management education. Department of Management Studies of University of Madras, DOMS, as we fondly call, topped the charts in the southern India. FMS was there in northern India, Jamanlal Bajaj Institute in the west, and XLRI in the east are some of the other reputed institutes in the country. At DOMS, the Michigan-educated HOD, Mr. RVR Sivinyanam, and professors like Ms. Rajati Amma, Mr. Reddy, Mr. Satyamurthy, Mr. Suresh Kumar, I don't know how many of you know about them, Mr. Armugam, Mr. Rajagopal, and Mr. Ramsamy were our dear teachers who brought in a positive vibes to DOMS. I enjoyed every minute of my education in DOMS, right from the day of the great induction program. Those days, it used to be, I don't know how it is now, there used to be a great induction program, which was a booster shot for all of us that DOMS will make us rule the corporate world. With all humility, I can say that most of my batchmates did exceedingly well in their chosen fields and are fondly in touch with each other even today. Less than 2 years of time I spent in this institution is amongst the best time I had in my life, and I consider every moment spent in this campus very, very precious. I wholeheartedly thank DOMS for this. Well, Dr. Manjula asked me to talk about a few subjects for 15 minutes. I try to restrict for 15 minutes. If it exceeds by a few minutes, please, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch upon three aspects which I feel is very relevant for DOMS and the students. These topics are, first, I would like to touch upon the trends that will shape the business education. Why I wanted to talk about this because from what I studied, I've been observing how the curriculum has changed, how the requirements have changed, and it has been evolving. So we are at a stage where we are required to probably change in a much bigger way because the disruptions are taking place. Second thing I wanted to talk about the alumni engagement. Much has been talked about it, and I also heard that there's going to be a separate website for walks, but still I would like to re-emphasize this point again. And finally, some of the skills which are required by MBA students. By just getting an MBA degree, I can only say it's just a passport for entry into a corporate. But how you succeed depends a lot on the skills you process and develop. First, let me share my thoughts on the trends that will shape the business education. Based on the inputs I have received and my interactions at various levels, at various places, I see some very important trends emerging. Firstly, I feel strongly that technology trends will push business schools to adapt. The business schools need to adapt to the technology trends. It may not be true that digital will kill business campuses. Many feel that digitalization will kill business campuses, but business schools will need to continue to invest in the on-campus experience. And business schools should prepare for the future by developing new programs that gather online and synchronous content. That's very important. Business schools will have to increasingly focus on innovation, technology, and purpose in the fields of artificial intelligence and data science. I'm very glad DOMS has taken the right step in this direction. And I received a message from the Professor Kaja that we have recently introduced a course on business analytics. I feel it's a step in the right direction, but we need to probably move faster on this. The second trend I see is on the greater need for responsible leaders. The world has navigated three crises simultaneously in 2020 and 21: health, economics, and values. In fact, the general consensus across the world is that the stakeholders want businesses and business leaders to help solve society problems. Therefore, as business schools, we must have themes like how to bring people together with common purpose, leading technology innovation, and adopting entrepreneurial mindset. At DOMS, we need to make sure we develop leaders who meaningfully value difference and can harness it to work towards a common goal. My prediction is we will see renewed focus on updating our overall curriculum throughout the business school industry in 2021 and beyond, and DOMS should make note of it. The third trend I see is on the strong commitment to lifelong learning. Of course, we have to keep on updating. There's no doubt on this. Exponential change driven by technology. I keep on using this word technology quite often because technology is changing the whole world. We need to continuously change. The change driven by technology will need continuous change of people and organizations. I feel more and more real-time valorization of knowledge will take place. Business education will be an ongoing process of lifelong learning, and DOMS need to function as knowledge and experience hub, which professionals can frequently visit for updates during their careers. DOMS should do some brainstorming, according to me, in this area. The fourth trend I see is the corporates will test business schools. It's not going to be the conventional way of corporates coming and recruiting. I think that the future of the business school will be characterized by intake of edutech companies. I think a lot of edutech companies have come up. You must have seen it in India. Many companies have become unicorns also, and technology companies and executive search organizations. As a result, business schools will be increasingly required to become more entrepreneurial and to exit their comfort zone. I repeat, they have to exit their comfort zone by experimenting new formats, new content, and new delivery channels. The next trend I see is that on the education will become more interdisciplinary. We need to foster new types of skills for our students that combine technical skills, soft skills, and creativity. At a time when many tasks will be partly carried out by machines, for example, artificial intelligence for cognitive tasks, robots for manual tasks, it is the human soft skills that will become more and more important. Skills such as empathy, a sense of context, the ability to work with others, and creativity are some of the important things. We need to prepare our students for jobs that do not exist yet, teaching them how to learn again and again and how to permanently question standard practices and approaches. These profound evolutions will also lead to more multidisciplinary programs based on strong partnerships between business schools and engineering, design, art, and social sciences. An important trend that is emerging is the growing trend or growing demand for green business leaders. You all must have heard a lot about COP26. Many global problems, including climate change, water shortage, and public health challenges like the recent COVID-19 pandemic, need a huge amount of public and private funding and investment globally. It is expected that there will be a growing and stronger demand for sustainability and green finance talent in the years ahead. It's an emerging intellectual cross-disciplinary subject involving experts and scholars from environmental science and engineering, business and finance, where business schools can play a key role to bridge the knowledge and talent gap. Next, of course, is on the hybrid learning. I feel this trend is here to stay. Digital teaching will become an integral part of the program portfolio, and the way technology is transforming business models have to be understood. The teaching method of delivery in the past was face-to-face. We are all used to that. While there has been a gradual shift towards remote learning in the last decade, the pandemic caused business schools to innovate at a much more rapid pace, implementing both digital and hybrid models. So my opinion is that hybrid learning will become the order of the day. These are some of my thoughts on the way management education will change. And from the presentations made, I found a lot of initiatives have been taken, but maybe some fine-tuning is required. Now, let me touch upon the very important topic of alumni relations. Maintaining good relationships with alumni is most crucial to the success of any management institution. I don't think I need to explain. It's a known fact that alumni serve many valuable roles, such as helping to build and grow an institution's brand, providing mentoring, guest lectures, internships, and career opportunities to students. Alumni bring in the needed revenue through donations, their own personal donations, their organization's donations, and the organizations they represent can churn out huge CSR funds. But how do we build and strengthen alumni engagement? That's what it is. I'm very happy to know that Vox management is now going to have their own website for that. But let me give some more thoughts about it from my side. First step is to create a strong network of alumni. Your network is your net worth. I repeat, your network is your net worth. What makes networking work is that it sets up win-win situations and in which everyone gets to take home. It's not that only the university takes home everything. It is alumni also who is benefited. It's the alumni's companies also which is benefited. Networking is a sharing process. Unless we understand that, we don't have much of network. I know DOMS is doing an excellent job in connecting with alumni, but I feel this networking activity can be made much, much better and more professional. So in my opinion, it is the institution, in my opinion, again, I'm repeating, it is the institution which should take the lead in developing a culture of alumni engagement to ensure continuity. Why I'm saying this is, the students come here for 2 years, they may help you in the activity, but according to me, the torchbearers, as far as this is concerned, should rest with the faculty, and because they only can provide the continuity. The MBA course is a professional course. It's not an arts or science program. MBA graduate, unlike the other arts or science program graduates, directly gets to the corporate world. It's not the case with other programs. So there has to be some distinction by the University of Madras on this. It's not that you have one common website wherein you have a link for Department of Management Studies. I feel Department of Management Studies should definitely have a separate website, and I'm happy that Vox has initiated a thing on this. The MBA course is a professional course. As I said, please create an exclusive website, which you already started, with features for alumni engagement. Our DOMS, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was also told by Dr. Khaja Sharif, was founded in 1955. Maybe it started with some diploma courses to start with. By even a conservative estimate, we should be having not less than 4,000 alumni of DOMS who have occupied or occupying big positions in the corporate world. I'm very, very sure about it. Please run series of social media campaigns. LinkedIn is now a very powerful tool. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, to attract alumni and create a strong database. The next, of course, is you need to network and engage them. It's not just networking alone. On how to engage them, we need to have a strategy. Please understand one thing. Our alumni are highly proud of their alma mater. Includes everyone. For example, it's so nice of Murli Sundar, participating in this event all the way from Germany. It says that he is very highly proud of their alma mater. So also our Vice Chancellor. So also the Justice Kalayarasan. So this alma mater has made them rise in the corporate world. Therefore, if a road is laid for them, they will travel the road and engage themselves. The institution should not feel shy to talk to them, even if they are in big positions. Please don't feel shy. Please understand that no one can forget their father, mother, and the teachers, however big they become. World's top business schools like Harvard, MIT, and IIMs, you all know, have strong alumni connects, and they hugely benefited through alumni engagement. For better image building and networking, I feel DOMS should also gain traction and engage with management associations like MMA and expose the students to the latest trends in business management. A presentation was made about corporate social responsibility. I have an idea. I think DOMS can start have a Section 8 company. Like, for example, you must be knowing most of the incubators in the country or elsewhere in the world are all functioning as an NGO, as a non-profit organization. What is required to attract CSR funds is you need to register yourself under Section 12A and 80G. There are a lot of legal luminaries and corporate secretaries available as alumni for Madras, our department. So please take their advice. If you can form a company under Section 8 with these provisions, I'm sure you can attract huge CSR funds into the DOMS. You can do wonders with these CSR funds, because I know a lot of money is available, because it is now mandated that 2% of the profits have to be set aside for CSR. Many companies are finding it even difficult to spend this money because they need to spend it properly. So if you can do something on that, I'm sure you'll be able to attract a lot of funds through this channel as well. Now, let me move to the last topic, the skills required by MBA students. I feel there are basic pointers that every student should follow in order to build a strong foundation for their career ahead. Dear students, maybe you have got into your dream MBA course. Many congratulations for that. However, this does not guarantee you success. Let me now give you some advice. I don't think I should use the word right advice. I can only say their suggestions on how you can grow in the corporate world. The first one is adaptability. I've seen so many very intelligent, knowledgeable people fail in careers because they fail to adapt. A fast adapting nature is pivotal in a business environment. Being able to adapt to the ever-changing and evolving environment is very important. An MBA graduate needs to know how they can accommodate the sudden change in the work culture, with the work structure. The pandemic that is prevailing is one such example of the times. This has thrown a strong challenge on both the businesses and MBA graduates as well. Adaptability is essential, and this is one of the major skills, according to me, which is required for MBA students. Second is the communication skills. Now, generally, you always hear the word, phrase, speak less, work more. Yes. But in realistic terms of business, communication is the key. Pitching for business deals to negotiating on the right compensation, your own compensation. Communication skills are of utmost importance for an MBA graduate. Companies are willing to hire employees with good communication skills to deliver the right message with great efficiency. In a corporate setup, good communication is of absolute importance. So please develop your communication skills. Third is on the leadership skills. Influential leaders run the world. I don't have to explain. Influential leaders run the world. That includes the corporate world also. Demanding good leadership skills from an MBA graduate is not something new. It's highly required to exhibit teamwork and introspect on the work that's being done. With leadership skills, there comes a sense of responsibility, which will bring about a lot of value and benefits to the organization. Leadership skills are one of the essential skills required for an MBA graduate. The next ability, according to me, is based on my experience, the ability to resolve conflicts. Conflicts are bound to arise from multifarious ways in businesses and corporate setups. There is no point in taking sides and then getting into problems. From legal disputes to financial negotiations, many conflicts need to be addressed in a corporate structure. All these conflicts have to be constructively faced with a clear-cut instinct to run the firm smoothly. I repeat, a good conflict resolution ability is essential for an MBA graduate to resolve these prospective job issues. The fifth one, according to me, is the critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Critical thinking is very much needed of an MBA graduate to critically analyze after precise observation of the business environment. Instincts work fine, but critical thinking is of enormous importance to derive the right analysis of moving forward in the ladder of taking your business forward. A lateral thinker is of massive importance to many firms. Today, people are looking for lateral thinking and in meeting the highly unpredictable demands. They'll be able to arrive at a problem-solving conclusion. The next point which I wanted to emphasize is on the decision-making skills with innovation. It's not just decision-making skills with innovative mindset. Most leaders and managers have to make crucial decisions every day. Decisions can be small, decisions can be big. But decisions and out-of-box thinking is of predominant importance to make things happen in the workplace. Innovative thinking and decision-making should go hand in hand for an MBA graduate. Seventh and my last point is about initiative and drive. A highly driven person, a highly motivated and driven person can turn around anything that comes their way into an opportunity. An MBA graduate needs to take initiatives with the right motives in mind. A clear-cut strategy to approach with consistency is all that is required by an employer who is willing to hire an MBA graduate. You may be a rank holder in your MBA class, but what is required is some of these qualities. You need to fine-tune to be successful in the corporate life. Now, some of the MBA students keep asking me about what specialization they should take. And many talk about the conventional marketing, conventional finance, conventional HR, etc. And many people I find are shying away from technology. See, when we all studied, I studied chemical engineering degree. Those days it used to be called as technology. But today technology is information technology, computer science. Dear students, let me tell you, you can't escape. You can't escape from artificial intelligence. You can't escape from big data. You can't escape from augmented reality, virtual reality, IoT. These are things which are today's management students should know. If not experts in these lines, we should have a broad idea of what it is and how it is being applied in the business. Let me also add that for today's management graduates, depending on their background and interest, there are a plethora of avenues open in analytics, digital marketing, advertising, supply chain management. See, market research those days used to be, doing sampling, representative sampling, and so on and so forth. Today, it's all big data. A lot of avenues are available on supply chain management, logistics, equity research, financial analytics, fintech services. I tell you what all we couldn't even imagine when we all studied are there today. And in my opinion, none should shy away from technology because tech is becoming a backbone for almost all business areas, whether you like it or not. I was emphasizing this point when I was, teaching students on logistics, and I was glad that some of them have got into these areas and are quite happy about it. So I don't think there's any exception to this. Every one of us should adapt. If you don't adapt, I think we'll become obsolete. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, that's all I wanted to say. And with these few words, let me conclude wishing DOMS, the students and the faculty all the very best and wish this function all success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative and thought-provoking speech. Knowledge only has a beginning, but no end. An exemplification of these words is our next guest of the day, Dr. Anthony Uveri. Now, I would like to call Ms. Sakina to shower the achievements of Dr. Anthony Uveri.
Good morning, everybody. I take immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Anthony Uveri, our distinguished alumni. He is the Vice Chancellor of XIM University. He has worked as Professor, Associate Dean, and the Chairperson for Admission in XLRI, Jamshedpur. Prior to this, he has also worked as Associate Director and Registrar at Xavier Institute of Management, Xavier University, Bhubaneswar. He has over 17 years of rich experience in different fields of organizational behavior and human resource management areas like institutional building, industrial relations, business and corporate HR, and training and development. Education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Speaking of his educational qualifications, Sir has done BCom from St. Joseph's College, Trichy. He has done Bachelor of Philosophy from Sacred Heart College, Chennai. He then went on to pursue MBA from XLRI, Jamshedpur. He also holds a degree of Bachelor of Theology from Vidya Jyoti, New Delhi. Finally, he did his doctorate from Department of Management Studies, University of Madras. He has conducted management development programs in organizational building, human resource management, team leadership, and development. Some of the organizations for which the training programs were developed include Larsen & Toubro, Reliance Communications, NABARD, RBI, Department of Tourism and Culture, Government of India. I am reminded of Napoleon Hill's quote, "The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge." His strive for knowledge does not end here. His current area of interest for research is the relationship between HR practices and the performance of business organizations. On behalf of our HOD, Dr. Khaja Sharif, our alumni coordinator, Dr. P.S. Manjula, all the faculty members, and the students of Department of Management Studies, University of Madras, I heartily welcome Dr. Anthony Uvari. I request Sir to enlighten us with his experience and knowledge. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable Justice P. Kalayarasan, Mr. Sodhi Selvam, Director General, Indian Chemical Council, Mr. Murali Sundar, Dr. Gajra Sharif, Professor and HOD of DOMS, Professor Manjula, and distinguished faculty members, distinguished alumni, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and a very happy new year to each and every one of you. As Manjula said in the beginning, I am not at the peak of my health today, though I am isolated. I am a little excited to be part of this program. For the first time, they invited me to be part of this alumni meet, and I said I will try. Though I feel a little weak, whatever I have planned, I won't be able to talk. But then I can tell only one anecdote and I will finish it. Some years back, we had a academia industry interface in ISB Hyderabad. Some 33 directors of various B schools in the country, IIM, ABC, XLRI, XIM, things of the premier business institutes, directors were there. I was there from XLRI. And a lot of industrialists were there. People like Azim Premji, Dr. Muthuraman Dheeran, Tata Steel MD. And we had a 3 days conference. In these 3 days, lot of discussion, deliberation, what industry expects from the academia, how they want these MBA students to be prepared, or what kind of MBA graduates they expect from the academicians. Also, the academicians in turn said what they expect from the industries in terms of developing the curriculum, where industrialists and the academicians come together, develop the curriculum so that become a hands-on, very practical oriented course curriculum for the students. 3 days went on like that. The last session was a debate. Debate is what the academicians expect from industry, or what the industrialists expect from the academicians. To my surprise, Dr. Muthuraman, he's an MD of Tata Steel, went up to the stage. He had the whiteboard, took the marker, wrote KSA. KSA. K is knowledge. He went and cut the K, int mark. Respected academicians, the academic knowledge that you impart for your students, I don't need. He went and cut it. He explained why. Because the knowledge you teach, The moment I hire the students, recruit the students from your institute, I put him straight away for a 6 months induction or 1 year induction program. The technical knowledge that I need for the job, I can teach him, I can provide that knowledge to him. Therefore, the knowledge that you impart in your B school, I don't need. The second, again, K is over, second one is yes. Again, he went and cut the yes. I don't need your yes also. Yes stands for skill. Skill. The skill that you impart to your MBA students, I don't need. Because when they go to the induction program, the real technical know-how I will teach them. I will teach the students. The hands-on experience, real technical know-how. So such skills I don't need from you. Now what is left is A. What is left is A. So he went and tick marked A. A stands for attitude. You 2 years you train the students MBA in your B school. Give me the MBA graduate with the right attitude. Why? His explanation was, all of us were really, perplexed and not a shock like the way he was talking. You give me the MBA graduate with the right attitude. When I come to your B school to recruit, the students are at the age of 23 to 25. I hire them as a manager, put them in induction. After 6 months, he is on the job. He has to go and handle the people who are 50 years old or 25 years senior to him. He has to handle them. Some of them like their father's figure. He has to. So if you have the right attitude, you will be able to manage them. You'll be able to manage them. What I want to say with this anecdote, alumni gatherings, yes, as Dr. Mr. Soti Selvam spoke very well this morning. A lot of things that we can do as an alumni, but it's all how we create that networking. How we create that networking. Today, there are so many platforms are available to engage the alumni. Alumni engagement is very, very, very important in today's context. For any institute to grow and sustain, alumni networking and engagement is very, very, very essential and part and parcel of our academic life. The second point that I want to stress also is leadership. Now, is a leader is born or made? If I have to ask the question to the students, leader is born or made? It's a debatable topic. You can divide the classroom into two and ask them to prepare their inputs and suggestions. They can debate for and against. Then they will give any number of examples of various born leaders, various made leaders. But at the end of the day, I would say leaders are both born and made. Why? What as you can be taught, leadership can be taught how to have your body language, how to have body, gestures, how to have your eye contact, how to raise your voice modulations, how to communicate, how your verbal communication, non-verbal communication, para-verbal communication, everything can be taught today. But what cannot be taught for a leader is honesty. Honesty cannot be taught. Risk taking cannot be taught. Passion for work cannot be taught. Fire in the belly cannot be taught. It has to be inborn. It has to come from within. So these are some of the things. At the end of the whole thing of any leadership is personal humility and professional will. That is what you call a servant leadership talks about. Servant leadership. We'll talk about the crux of servant leadership is personal humility and professional will. If all of us, all our students are able to get this into their mindset, then I am sure we will have the right attitude to go ahead in life, the corporate life. And if you have that personal humility and professional will, then I am sure you will have always a very positive and constructive way forward. So with this, I would like to thank the organizer, particularly the HOD, Dr. The HOD and Manjula for giving me this opportunity to be with you and to interact with you. I want to share more about our own alumni, how we help the alumni, and I want to do the same thing for our DOMS also, Department of Management Studies, Madras University. In the future, when I get an opportunity and my health is better, I will come and share more about some strategies wherein we can push our alumni engagement in a more vibrant and very active way. Okay, so thank you once again. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I wish each one of you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you,
Father Tony, I think I would like to personally thank you for sticking to your commitment. I think you are a man of your words. You said that you will definitely try to give it a sincere try, and I'm sure and I understand that how difficult it is for you to actually have a conversation today, because yesterday, even when I was talking to him over the phone, I could see how he was struggling to speak. Wishing you a very speedy recovery. I'm sure you will get back soon to your prime of your health, and we'll definitely engage and talk more on this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a mesmerizing and illuminating speech. Good stories happen to them who can tell them. Now, I would like to call on Ms. Sangeeta to shower us with the achievements of Director Global Henkel Beauty Care, Mr. Murali Sundar.
A very good day, everyone. I take absolute pleasure in introducing our next speaker, who is a strategist, brand builder, influencer, change manager, coach, and a mentor. Mr. Murali Sundar, Director Global Sales, Indirect Business, Henkel Beauty Care, Hamburg, Germany. He graduated from Anna University as a mechanical engineer, after which he got his MBA from our very own DOMS, during when he served as a placement coordinator of the Works Management Club. He also completed various programs on leadership and advanced competitive strategy. Mr. Murli is an accomplished leader of the FMCG industry with over 25 years of experience in varied facets of business management across different geographies and segments, spanning across mass, premium, and luxury goods. He has worked with some of the major players of the FMCG industry like ITC Limited and Kevin Care before joining Henkel Beauty Care, where he achieved an impressive and consistent growth over the past 13 years. Mr. Murli believes in eternal possibilities, sustained growth, and talent management. He has scripted many turnarounds in different areas of business development with appropriate business models. He is a person who lives by the values of making a difference, leadership, resourcefulness, gratitude, and family. It is indeed a delight to introduce and welcome you back virtually to your alma mater. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sangeeta. That was pretty nice introduction. Even I had goosebumps hearing that. Thank you so much. And wishing all of you a very happy new year. And it's a Sunday morning. You must be preparing for lunch. But I would like to forewarn that I won't be completing in 20 minutes. I might take a little more than that. So be prepared to delay your lunch a little bit. Okay, without much ado, I think my presentation will be slightly different. While I'm the ambassador of DOMS in Henkel, I'm also an ambassador of Henkel to DOMS. So I would like to spend a little time in terms of introducing Henkel as well during the course of the presentation. And I would also articulate as to how the industry will be looking at the management graduates and how Henkel will be looking at the management graduates to get a perspective. And then I'll give you some leads at the end of the presentation where DOMS should actively pursue contacting Henkel in India for placements. I did have a chat with the HR head a couple of days back on it. In fact, they wanted the HR person of India to join this program, but I said, let's start with me first, and then we will get on with the HR interaction. So you guys need to pursue beyond our presentation today. Okay, so I will use a PowerPoint, which typically, like most of the professionals will do. Okay, now I've got some technical hitch. Now, how do I share in this?
There is a share icon with an arrow mark.
Okay, now this. Okay. So why is the share icon doesn't work?
Students, can you help?
There is an icon with an arrow upward or arrow mark.
Arrow mark, above arrow mark, but it says entire screen, a window, a tab.
No, you have to give the right system to present actually.
Okay. Just a second. I figured out because I'm using this for the first time.
Okay, no problem. All the platforms are just the same. Only thing is here and there, no, there will be a change in the icons. That's it.
Yeah, I agreed. Just a second. I don't know whether this will work. Let me try this option.
Sir, otherwise you can share it to one of the students. They will present and you can.
Okay.
Send it to me.
But it could be a little bigger one.
WhatsApp or mail it to Dr. Manjula Madam.
Okay.
Madam will forward it to the students and they will present and you can speak.
Okay, fine. So yeah, it had some.
That will be better.
Okay.
You either WhatsApp it to me or you can mail to me. I'll send you my email ID.
Yeah, you can send me your email ID, then I'll probably do that.
Just a second. On your
One of the students, please get ready to make the presentation of the content the sir is shortly going to send.
Murli have sent it.
One of the
Yeah,
students.
just give me a minute.
I think it is going to be Saravanan.
No, I have shared my mail ID, so I can send to that.
Madam, who is going to make the presentation, madam, among our students? Is it Mr. Saravanan?
Praveen, I guess.
Praveen, okay. Praveen?
I will share it. I will share it with Praveen, not a problem.
Yes. Praveen, you listen to what? Are you with us, Praveen? Yes.
I've sent it, but I'll start anyway. So
yeah, please.
Once you receive it, then you can.
That will be great. Just give me a sec and it'll be done.
Yeah. Okay, can I start?
Please, sir. Please start.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, anyway, sorry for the glitch. I should have anyway checked it yesterday with this new tool, which I didn't. Now just a quick intro about me in Henkel, especially. I started my career in Henkel in 2008. I joined them as the general manager and country manager for India and Sri Lanka. And then in 2016, I got promoted and I became the regional head for Middle East and Africa. And I was based in Dubai from 2016 to 2021. And in November 2021, I got moved again to Hamburg as the corporate director for global sales, which handles indirect business. The indirect business is largely the distributor business, which Henkel Professional has. I'll explain to you later in terms of what Henkel Professional is all about. Just to give a quick thing, we also had our alumni meet sometime in 2019, which was the 25-year celebrations. So I'm happy to see some of the pictures of our alumni meet was shared in the Vox management presentation. So it's nice to see our pictures in that. Okay, so while coming to Henkel, now I will take you into three parts. Like I'll talk about who we are, what guides Henkel, and what we expect from professionals like you. Okay, the Henkel is basically a company which originated from Germany about 144 years back. And we pride ourselves with the statement called a pioneer at heart for good of generations. So Henkel prides itself to make the first liquid shampoo. We had the detergents which were made. It was largely a chemical company, which then transformed itself into a big conglomerate of three big business units: the adhesive business, laundry home care, and the beauty care business. Just to give you a quick thing, we are the leaders in the adhesive technologies globally. So you can actually see from Boeings to hairpins use our adhesives. Anything in your life, today you're wearing a phone, your shirt, your phone, your shoes would definitely have a tinge of Henkel in it in terms of an adhesive. So it's
Really sorry to intervene, but I think we have the presentation ready and it should be on the screen.
Okay, so you can go to slide, the fourth slide.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So at every second, I think you should do a bigger screen, yeah. Okay, every second worldwide, 25 hair colorants are bought from Henkel. So that's the scale of the beauty care business that we are in. And Henkel sells around 40 billion wash loads of detergent every year, so which makes it even bigger in terms of scale. So if I actually put that into numbers for you, can move to the next slide. So we are a 19.3 billion euro company, which roughly translates to 1.7 lakh crore Indian rupees, is the size of the organization. We have 53,000 people across the world. We are present in 125 countries. You also mentioned a lot of social projects. Henkel prides itself with having over 2,700 social projects across the world. Also on diversity, we are quite diverse as an organization. 37% of our management are women. 85% of employees are outside Germany. And we donate close to 40 million euro on charity in the last 5 years. So this is what stands at the core of this organization. Can we move to the next one? Next slide. Okay, so these are the big businesses that Henkel has. So we have Adhesive Technologies. Not many of you would be familiar with these brands, but people in the industries would definitely know. There's Loctite, there's Technomelt, Bondlite brands. In the beauty care, I'm sure you will be familiar with some of the brands like Schwarzkopf. If you're visiting salons, you would have seen hair colors. Dial and Sios are probably not in India at the moment, but you have Fa in India, which is also belongs to the Henkel stable. In laundry and home care, you must be familiar with brands like Prill, Henko, Stain Champion, Czech detergent, and things like that. So they're part of our portfolio. But Persil, All, and Bref are internationally big brands. So just to give a little bit of the global perspective is slide 7, where we are headquartered. We are headquartered in Dusseldorf in Germany. But I am based out of Hamburg, where the professional business is headquartered in Hamburg. Then we have offices in Shanghai, India, and Mumbai is where we are headquartered. Plus, it's largely also on the western part of the world, which is America and Mexico and Latin America. Move to the next slide. So this is what I was talking about, what guides us. So if you really look at it, now these are some things which you need to keep in mind when you look at corporates. The next slide. Okay, so in Henkel, we call this as purposeful growth. Now, if you look at some of the words of Mr. Sodhi Selvam or Father Tony, you will be able to relate to how the organizations look at these words and phrases which they used in their presentations, like winning portfolio, like competitive edge. I think Mr. Sodhi Selvam spoke a lot about innovation, sustainability, and digital. Now, our organization looks at these to be our competitive edge. And if we need to stay ahead, we need to be definitely scoring big on this. And then the operating models keep evolving as we keep speaking. So you can't lie low and say that my model is the best and it will stay for long. No, it won't. So you need to keep looking at future on a more robust and dynamic manner. So that's another pillar which we work on. And then the collaborative culture and empowered people. Like while we talk a lot about technology, robots and things like that, but see, at the end of the day, it is human beings who's going to control everything. And therefore, the culture of the organization, its ability to empower people becomes extremely critical for it to move on all these wheels. So this is how Henkel looks at our priorities and values for leading into the future. The next slide. So these are some of the brands which I do not know how many of you will be able to recollect how many of them, but these are our global brands which account 20 billion euro business. Of them, some of the biggest brands are Loctite, Schwarzkopf, Persil, Dial, Prill. Prit is the brand which is in the consumer segment of the adhesives, much like your Fevi Quick and Fevicols. So that's another big brand. So some of the brands are already in India, and many of them are yet to come to India. We'll know when we will be able to expand so much into India. Currently, we are not too big in India. We're just about 257 million euro business, which is roughly about 2,000 crores. But I'm sure, but that's not the size for Henkel. Henkel should be much bigger than that. So I hope they are taking it seriously and entering into India and to many segments in the future. We'll move to the next slide. So what I've done is I've looked at it from an external perspective, and then I've also gone into the internal perspective in terms of what do we expect from managers. Now, one of the key things as a student, when I was also part of DOMS, like we do not know what the corporate is expecting from a management graduate. We think we are MBAs and we can do everything. But then when you go join an organization, how they look at you and what they're expecting from you may not always match. And therefore, it's extremely important for you to also look at how companies look at people. What do they expect? What do they want? And do I have that in me? What should I do for it to become the expected level? So I think these things are extremely critical. And it becomes even more critical today because the world is not the same what we were when we did our management in '94. It is not the same world today. The world has changed much, much faster and quite different. And we also get to interact with professionals of our age groups, which could probably also be slightly old, a tad old, because the thinking that you will be getting from people like that would be quite different. Because today, you've got CEOs at 25, 26, and their way of looking at things is quite different from people like me who are at 50. So it's a big difference in terms of how management is evolving and how people look at skills are evolving. So let me start with this quote of Satya Nadella, which really says what is happening to the industry today. The next slide. So this, to me, is a mother of the statement for the future. Like every company is a software company. You have to start thinking and operating like a digital company. It's no longer just about procuring one solution and deploying one. It is about one simple software solution. It's not about it. It's really you yourself thinking of your own future as a digital company. So if Henkel has to say that we are in the business of adhesives and we only invest our time in making adhesives, we will be lost in the game. Or if we think we are only a hair color company and we start focusing only on hair color, then we are lost. So we need to look at this is the industry where I am operating, but then I'm a software company as well. So because everything is going to be digitized, everything is going to be automated, everything is going to have artificial intelligence. So it's going to be big data and everything. So every facet of the job is going to look like a software company. So you need to then look at, say, do I have it in me? In fact, in those days, we used to run away from computer labs. And added to that, we used to have this crazy thing called, if you enter the lab with shoes, you will get virus into the computer. So it used to be so funny when you really think now. And then that was the case. We used to have shoe racks outside the computer labs where we used to leave shoes and then enter. So things have now changed. Now every company will have to treat itself as a software company. So you cannot for a moment say that I don't have it in me. You cannot, which then means you will not survive. Either as an employee or even as an employer, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I don't think any entrepreneur today can think about any business without a tinge of digitalization or a big data or an artificial intelligence. Now, every business boils down to that. So this is the mother of the statement for the future for all you guys. Let's move to the next slide. Now, these are the, I know Mr. Sodhi Selvam had shared some of the big trends, which we might look at. So I've also, could be quite few common terminologies which I picked up, which is innovation, transformation, are some of the key words which I also picked up from him. So I looked at these top 5. One is the environment is going to change. It's not going to be a 9 to 5 work. You're going to an office, sitting there working, and then pick up your bag and then go catch a drink and then go home. Now, work is not going to be like that any longer. It's going to be a lot of remote working and a lot of virtual meetings. Now, you need to probably strike deals for 1,000 crores on virtual meetings. So, and you're going to work outside your office, and you're probably working in your home, interacting with your kids, with your wife. You're working on Saturdays, Sundays. Now, all these things will blur. So you need to be prepared for work at any time. It also gives you flexibility, but it also puts the responsibility onto you, because with more flexibility, I would say more responsibility comes in, because you need to be, as Professor Tony said, honesty. So you need to also show honesty to the organization while they're giving you the flexibility to work at your pace. So that's extremely important, which will continue. And if you heard about Sundar Pichai speaking, which I listened to him in Bloomberg a couple of days back, when the interviewer asked him, are you going to continue the work from home even after the pandemic? He said yes. And he said, we are preparing the organization to work that way. And he says, which gives room for people to work in their own environment and be more effective and productive. So this is one big trend that will kind of be there for you guys. And then Mr. Sudhiselvam spoke about it. I'm just reiterating that. There will be a faster adoption of automation, big data, and artificial intelligence. So this is going to be the world. Now, whether you're in sales, whether you're in marketing, or in production, or in supply chain, you cannot escape automation. You cannot supply big data analysis. You cannot stop using artificial intelligence for your planning process. So this is going to be a very important thing. What I would request you guys to do is start getting acclimatized with these terminologies and what this means. When you say automation, what does it mean? When I say big data, what does it mean? And how is it relevant from a sales perspective? How is it relevant from a marketing perspective, or a production, or a finance perspective, or even HR perspective? So you need to start looking at it from those particular angle, not just the terminologies. Also, what will happen is, now we also see that the occupational shifts will start happening. So you had about 50, 100 different kinds of occupation. Some of the key occupations which will start looking bigger in moving forward are healthcare industries, STEM professionals, managers, legal, creative arts, and transportation. The rest all goes to software. So, but these are the professions which will continue to coexist and attract more talent other than the software business. And lucky that we have managers, creative arts, and transportation, which hits a little bit of our programs of management programs, where you can definitely look at creativity and arts as one of the key parts of management. Supply chain will emerge as one of the biggest factors in moving forward in organizations, because a lot of socio-political and economic changes that will happen, where countries will start getting more closed than open, which then means you need to produce the same product in 5 different or 10 different countries with different formulations, wherein you need to adapt to different local legislations and compulsions. So which means supply chain becomes extremely critical and vulnerable, and you need to meet your consumer demand in that. And then with e-commerce kind of growing in big terms, your logistics then becomes not bulk, then it becomes smaller units, and frequency becomes bigger, which then also then impacts the cost dynamics of organization. So supply chain will be one of the key factors that will evolve as we move along. Then the other key dimension which I picked up is the transition from designing for efficiency to designing for resilience. If one key thing that happened with pandemic is organizations which focused on efficiency, unless they were able to be resilient and bounce back, they lost their way in this period of 2 years. a lot of businesses which crashed. And that's because they were not resilient, they were not agile, they were not nimble. So this is another trend that will happen, which means you as a manager should be able to think fast and act fast. So we cannot have a certain thing and say, this is how the structure is, this is how it will work, and be on it. No, it will work, but then there will always be a better work, and sometimes it will not work, and you need to be faster in reading situations and changing things. So resilience will become a very important factor when you move forward. Then I did mention this last point along with transportation, which is increase in organizational complexities, which will be another big trend that management graduates will have to look at, because from a very centralized, with the globalization, companies started having centralized setup where, because everything else they can deal from one end. Now with the pandemic in, and with a lot of restrictions where the countries are going to bring in, you may not be able to have centralized operations. So you'll have a centralized and a decentralized operation, and therefore the complexities will become multiple. And this multifold complexities would mean your ability to deal with things, multitasking and things like that, will start becoming extremely critical. And you cannot be one function wonder in that case. You need to have a multiple function expertise. You may not be a specialist on many functions, but then you need to have an expertise on various functions other than your core. So these are some of the top changes which I picked it up. Anyway, I used www.mba.com and www.gartner.com to get some of the understandings on this. We move to the next slide, where I would talk about the skills. Now, while Father Tony spoke about skills, Mr. Sodhi Selvam also spoke about skills. These are some of the skills that from companies, what we look at. The management graduate should be having a skill of meshing strategy and innovation together. It's not, you might think these words are too big and we are too small as just management graduates. No, because the day you start working in an organization, we expect you to have qualities to bring in strategies and innovation along with implementation, because things are changing now. We don't have long rope to allow you to be a trainee for 2 years, 3 years, expose you into different functions, and then give you a functional responsibility, then groom you multifold. No. I think today everybody runs. Everybody wants people to be, kind of nimble-footed and understand things faster and implement. Then the other thing which Mr. Sudhi Selvam spoke, managing tools and technologies. Now, more than managing people, while you will do it, but then you need to understand what are the various tools and technologies which are relevant to my job function, which are relevant to the company that I operate, which are relevant to the industry that we are operating in. So understanding of this, developing skills in these will become extremely critical. Then the interpersonal skill, which I don't have to say, which is empathy, humility, and things like that, because though you work with machines, the machines are at the end of the day controlled by human beings. So this also becomes very important. Then learning, motivation, and leadership. Now, I think both the speakers did speak about it, and in terms long-term learning and more leadership. So this is very traditional part of the whole puzzle in terms of skills, but then they will have shades of tonalities which will move into broader perspectives, like in terms of diversity, in terms of having more women colleagues, people with different ethnicities, different languages, different skill sets. So things will change. So you're not no more working in a silo of just one single community or one single gender or one single language. So these things become extremely critical. Then comes the most important part, which will lead the next couple of decades, because we do not know how the third decade from now will look like, which is knowledge of technology, product design, and production. Now, product design will become extremely important moving forward, because there are so many products, like mobile phones, if you take. Now, there are hundreds of mobile phones, but then if you look at product design, everyone is unique, and Apple tops the chart. In fact, I was listening the other day, Apple crosses India's GDP on market cap. That's the power of product design. So that's why I also relate back to creativity and arts, which I spoke as part of the trends. This is where the product design comes. So these are some of the key areas where one needs to look at in terms of skills. So you can't escape these trends in moving forward. While your basic skill sets are fine, as Dr. Tony said, attitude. So all these are built with attitude, not with just skills and knowledge. We move to the next slide. So I leave with this quote in terms of an external perspective, which is by Dr. Christian Menges, who heads the Otto Beischen School in Germany. It says an MBA combines hard data and tech skills with soft skills like emotional intelligence and empathy, which are increasingly important in a digital world and will only grow in demand in the future. So the key thing is combines hard data, tech skills, and soft skills. So it is not just tech skills and soft skills, it's also hard data, because we are all going to be into data management and analysis or analytics, whether we like it or not in the future. And that's going to be management in a broader sense. Let's move on. Now let me come to the Henkel perspective. Why would somebody like to work with Henkel? Or what would Henkel look for people who would like to work with Henkel? We call it 4 good reasons. I'll not play this video because it will take time, so let me skip to the next slide. Okay, there are 4 things which Henkel clearly looks at from managers moving into the corporate world. One is we want game changers. We don't want people who will float like a piece of wood in a water, but we want game changers. So that will be a key thing that we will look at. Now, the second important thing is being a team player. Because at the end of the day, I keep repeating, you work with machines, you work with technology, you still work as a team. Even coding, even if you're sitting and coding, you're not doing it alone. There are 100 people sitting in different parts of the world doing the coding for the same thing, and you need to kind of assemble them at the end of the day to give a final product. So a team is becoming extremely important. Then you can craft your career. Now, in earlier days, when you talk with HR, we used to ask them this question. So how is my career path planned in this organization? And I want to know how it goes. That's past, gentlemen and ladies. Now you need to create your own career path. Nobody has a set path for you. So you need to have in it with you to create your own path. So that means you need to understand the organization, you need to understand the skills organization require, what you can contribute, how you can make a difference, and therefore what kind of a career you would like to have. So the onus and responsibility comes on to you back, while the organization will give you a platform, but then they don't chart your path, and we need to chart our paths. So that will be another big thing that Henkel will look at. The other one is more marketing. Say we offer more than jobs. Yes, we do offer more than jobs. It's not just jobs, because Henkel is also transformed into a very different organization from the day I joined. Then you can imagine in 144 years, the kind of transformation they would have had. They've seen both the world wars, being in the heart of Germany, and bombed many times. We move to the next slide. I'll just quickly take you through in terms of what do we mean by game changers. So key points, taking responsibility right from start. So you're no management trainee, you're not a new person, you're not there to learn in the first day or the first month or the first year. Your responsibility starts from right day that you join. Driving digital transformation, because you cannot say that I'm not digitally savvy, I don't like computers, I don't, you need to start doing it right from day one. And then fresh ideas. Now, you cannot be a follower when you're working in Henkel. You need to have ideas. You need to fall down, get up, fall down, get up. So you need to bring your ideas to the table. You will get kicked, you get punched, but then you need to keep bringing it back. Now, these are the kind of qualities that we expect from a game changer who would like to be part of Henkel. The next slide. So these are some of the examples. Now, I'll not spend too much. Now, Esther started in Henkel doing different roles. Then she had an idea of creating a beauty lab. And then she proposed. She went through a lot of questions and things like that. But then she finally ended up setting Fritz Beauty Lab. Fritz is the name of the founder, Henkel Fritz. And then now this is one of the biggest initiatives in the organization. And she was no one. She was not a head of the business or a unit or something like that. She was an ordinary brand manager who then had this idea, proposed, and today Beauty Lab is an established wing of Henkel's R&D and beauty business. We move to the next one. Now, this is another idea. Now, shoe washing. And then people put it in the washing machines, or they don't wash it all. So you'll always find soiled shoes, most of them, the sneakers that most of the people wearing. So everybody knew that this is possible, that to have a sneaker cleaning service. But then somebody had the ability to convert it into an operational model, and then implemented it. So it's not always the idea like a beauty lab. It's also how do you implement an idea which is already existing in many people's mind, which is also very critical. And it's important that you do that, so that this also then develops multiple benefits. It's also a marketing end at the end of the day. It's also a product demonstration at the end of the day. It is also a service to a customer who really wants to clean his shoes. So it's a multiple benefit that you get out of this when you implement the idea. Can we move to the next one? So the second one is playing as a team member. So I did speak about it, thriving within a diverse team. So you work in Henkel, you don't find your colleague that you're interacting with as an Indian or a Pakistani or an Afghani or even a Chinese. So for me, at the end of the day, in my team is headed by a Scottish boss, and I'm an Indian. I've got a Turkish colleague. I've got a Chilean colleague. I've got a Chinese colleague. I've got a German colleague. So each one of us in our function is from different parts of the world. And I need to then use the same word with Mr. Sudhi Selvan used, adaptability. You need to adapt. Now, I can't say that, oh, he's not speaking my language, he's eating my food, he's not speaking in the accent which I'm more comfortable with. It doesn't work. You need to adapt. And that's what leads to cultural transformation. So now it's Henkel culture. It's not an Indian culture vis-a-vis a German culture. It's an Henkel culture. Then commitment to the leadership principles, like which we spoke in the earlier parts in terms of innovation, transfer, technology, and transformation. So these are the key things which you will be forced in even Indian organizations. Diversity will become critical. And when you move out of Indian organization, it's even more critical. Even in India, I'm sure when you join big organizations today, you don't have everybody speaking Tamil or everybody speaking Hindi. So when I worked in, when my first job was in Bangalore, I learned Kannada while I was working there, and I also ended up marrying a Kannadiga. And then I moved to Delhi. I worked in a market where I used to hate Hindi. I used to be a very typical Tamil fanatic, which also happens. My father used to be the head of the department in Madras University for Tamil. So I used to be a real fanatic. But then I learned the language Hindi. Now I can converse with all my friends in the north with Hindi. So then I went to Sri Lanka, then Sinhala had to be learned. Then now in Germany, I've already started my classes in German. So things are quite dynamic, and you need to be prepared to change and make the difference in you. We move to the next one. Okay, so these are some of the broad, lines that I would like to give. Employees from 125 countries, 37% women in leadership, 70 nationalities in our headquarters in Germany, 53% of the employees come from emerging markets, which is Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. We moved on. The next slide, please. Okay, now, how do you craft your career? So what does Henkel offer? And you as an employee, what should you look for in an organization? You should look for networks. The organization is an organization. It has got a structure, but then they also have networks. So you need to be able to understand these networks and start networking with people, because there's always a formal side to an organization and there is an informal side to an organization. So just sticking to the formal side of the organization can get you thus far, but not beyond. So you need to also leverage the informal organization, which are the networks that exist, which are latent, which are not obvious. So you need to keep your ears to the ground, listen to the vibes, and start networking as well. So this will give you global opportunities and many opportunities for you to grow. Then don't be stuck to geographies, functions. You need to rotate jobs. You need to take different jobs. In Henkel, we used to call 2 by 2 by 2, which is 2 positions in 2 countries in 2 business divisions, is what makes you ready for the promotions or the next movement. So it's extremely important that you have the ability to adapt and also kind of follow things which are in the organization, and not be shy of taking, say, you've joined in sales and marketing, an opportunity comes in supply chain. Don't be shy saying that, it's supply chain and I don't want to take it into it. Now, commit yourself, be there for a year or 2. You will learn something. You will also learn sales and marketing from a supply chain perspective. So which will definitely act as a very good thing when you become a manager. You will be able to appreciate what supply chain says and not just look only from a sales perspective. So this is a career path of a guy called Philip. You can see, he worked in 5 different countries. He transformed 400 brands into 5 global brands. Then he explored disruptive business ideas and multifunctional, adhesives function. He established lasting partnerships, and then he moved to he went on a sabbatical for a year, and then he came back again, and now he's working in different roles. So this is the kind of career path which he himself had worked for himself. So organizations today, I'm also to say that organizations today are open for you to say how you want your career to be in the organization. It's not always that they say that you join as a first frontline sales representative, you become a sales officer, area sales manager, district manager, regional manager, then national sales manager. No, I think the career paths can be defined very differently. Let's move to the next one. I know I'm taking quite a bit of time. We offer more than jobs, but basically what we are saying is we are focused on sustainable innovations big time. Henkel Adhesives works with, as I said, works with Amazon to make cardboards stick better, to Boeings to stick better. So that's the level of innovations that we get onto. And a lot of social projects which we do, corporate citizenship initiatives which we have. So it's not just job always, you also get involved in other facets of life. Let's move to the next slide. So these are some of the examples. Now we work, in fact, one of the projects which I work very closely is Shaping Futures, where we actually work in South Africa with the ethnic population in imparting hair knowledge, making them hairstylists. So every year we bring stylists from different parts of the world to South Africa, and we give them a 15 to 20-day training program, and then we help them find jobs. So this is one of the projects which I've been involved with. There are multiple projects like that in many parts of the world where they do. So this is another project where Isabella done, which is in Uganda. 1,000 people in Uganda in terms of education, health, job security, and safety. So these are some of the big time projects which happens. So this is some information for you in terms of if you want to be part of Henkel, or any other organization, there is a path to it. So it's not always placement agencies and stuff like that. You could also look for internship to start with, because many companies may not be able to offer you directly a job, but there is nothing wrong in taking an internship even after an MBA. You can't say that my fourth semester was a project and I worked in a company. No, it's okay, but be prepared to take an internship as well, because that will also get you to understand how you are performing in an organizational setup, what companies are expecting. You will be able to impress upon them, working closely with them on different projects. So it's important that you can start looking at internships. And then there are also direct entries where you can apply to companies directly. It's not that you need to always go through a placement cell or through a consultant or a job portal. You can also write directly to companies. In Henkel, we have a pretty open, way of entry. In fact, actually, even I didn't know that until I spoke to Aditya, the Indian HR head, a couple of days back. He said, Murli, Germany is recruiting directly from India. I didn't know about it. And because of pandemic, they were not able to do a lot of things. Then they reached out to the Indian HR team and said, could you do this? Could you do that? And that's how they come to know. So companies do directly recruit from different parts of the world today. So you don't shy away from, saying that PNG is based in Cincinnati and I cannot apply. Now, nothing stops you from applying, It just throw a stone. Yeah, it works, it works. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. So, but at least you have the feeling of, throwing it. Okay, so the online application, every company today has an online careers page. You can visit the career pages and do an application. Most of them will start with the telephonic interview. And everybody will have an online test today. Either it's a psychometric test or a functional test. So there will be a test before an interview or an offer is made. So you could always do this as part of your, excitement to work with big corporates. You could always track this path. And then with Henkel, you can always connect through various platforms. Henkel today is extremely active on all the social media platforms. So you've got LinkedIn, you've got @Henkel Talent on Instagram, you've got Facebook, Henkel Careers, you've got YouTube, and you've got Henkel Careers on the Henkel web page itself. So you can reach out. And I'm sure many other companies would be having similar platforms for you to reach out to them. So today, the world is quite open and wide. And don't look at only one source for anything. Even software companies have become open source today. So you've got to really look at it from a completely different perspective. I hope I made some sense, and it will be of some help to you guys as you're moving into the corporate world in the next few months, or maybe a year if you're a first-year student. Thank you so much for the opportunity to Dr. Khaja Sharif, Dr. Manjula, for pursuing, with me in terms of being part of this whole exercise. And I'm really excited to share some of our thoughts. I hope it made sense to you guys. Thank you so much. I don't know how much time I took, maybe 35 to 40 minutes, I guess. So I'm sorry about it. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful and illuminating presentation. We will surely consider and embrace all those valuable insights in grooming ourselves in the pursuit of a great career opportunity in today's corporate arena. And also, I'm sure that DOMS will be pressured to connect with you for our placements with Henkel. Occasional class bunks, class time gossips, late night studies, hostel fun, life mantras from teachers, and countless other memories. I'm sure that all those memories of yours will still add excitement to your mind. Today, we would like to present a short video tribute to our alumni members to rekindle and refresh all those precious memories. And shortly after the video, there will be an open floor for the alumni members to share their thoughts. Those who would like to volunteer can ping in the chat box or raise their hand. And now comes the video.
The good initiative taken by, I'm the former professor and head Tainmari madam. Okay, so today I am very excited to see some of the, I think the photos, no, the last video, no, I have seen, many students. So I joined in 1989. I think, Murali, was a placement or coordinator, and he was very active in the student age, and still, he is very active in Germany. Okay, I think thanks Murali for accepting this offer, and you spoke well, and your the accent also has changed. I will notice that. Yeah, okay, and you have given the valid input to our students, and
It's a pleasure, man.
yeah. I think the last you only your batch only conducted reunion. After that, there will not know you reunion. So
2019.
yeah, 3 reunions are conducted. I think others also may think about the reunion so that you refresh your memories on DOMS. Okay, and coming to the Sodhi Selvam sir, I know he is always associated with our department. Sir, I am also an alumni of the DOMS. I did PhD in DOMS, sir. Okay, so as an alumni, I also I feel excited today that the Department of Management Studies is conducting the alumni meet as a mega event. Okay, yeah, coming to that, I think students, the works management and the synergy management and edge and the club, what is the club? SSR club. I think all know that we have taken initiatives to participate all the students in one or another committee. Earlier, when Murali did only works management, okay.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, after that, we have formed our synergy meet and students responsible club. That is an that is association. The initiative taken by HOD, the present HOD. Okay, I think I congratulate Kaja Sharif for the initiative taken. And the only thing is they have to conduct a lot of program on that. I think everyone, all the speakers spoke well. All institute that social responsibility is much needed. As a student, you should have a social responsibility. As a faculty, I am having some social responsibility. So each one understand the role and do something to the society. I think society is giving all things to us. So we have to again give back to the society something in some form or other. Okay. I think I congratulate all the students, the present student. I think Nanda Kumar and Sri Devi and Niranjana Neha and all the representatives of the clubs have done the wonderful job. I think you can see the that input or the talent of our students. We are always proud that our students are very talented. Example, Murali Sundar and the Divakar, Kamala Kannan and Rajagopal. Rajagopal is there. Rajagopal, he was the one started reunion first, and Rajagopal, Prem Kumar, and a lot of students. I think I have seen the photo. I recollect the face, and I couldn't recollect the name because every year we meet 100 students. Some students are nearest to us that we will remember that. Murali, we never forget Murali. Always taking initiative. Ma'am, how best I can do the department? Always it's there. I think others also come forward to strengthen the department. Prem Kaur vandirukkaru. Prem Kaur தான் எங்களுக்கு always ஒரு குரு மாதிரி. ஆமா, Prem Kumar, Rajagopal, madam, I forgot the madam. So all the people are helping the department in coming, the different colors. In this opportunity, I thank all the alumni for your contribution. I expect in future also you contribute something for the development.
Madam, you are our guru. We are not your guru.
No, I am the academic guru. You are a corporate guru. Asura guru இந்த குருன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அது போல ரெண்டு குரு சேர்ந்தா தான் நடக்கும். Institute industry interaction இருக்கும்போது தான் everything will come very nicely. I think Sodhi Selvam sir கரெக்டா சொன்னாரு. Industry institute interaction இருக்கணும். That way, I think we know. I think all of you pointed at artificial intelligence and data science. Definitely will rule 10 years. Then number 10 years for technology. I think all are in a technology only. No, okay. So we have to know about. Even though we have to learn. How AI can be used in HR, how AI can be used in finance. So instead of not giving the concept, we touch on that how AI will help in finance and functional areas. I think the faculties here afterwards they will focus on how technology will develop the functional areas. I think that will be useful for the student. Instead of AI reading AI separately, whenever I think the last unit maybe given the technology oriented.
Yes.
I think in next board of studies you can you can include last unit as only technology point of view in all the subject. That will help the students to get the job. Okay, and no, they have a bright future. So with this, I wish you all the best for the department as well as students, alumni, everything. Have a bright future. Happy New Year to all. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think, as I said earlier also, without ma'am giving a final word, it is never complete.
I always interested to tell something for the I think you are done well. No, you are doing something. Because appreciation is one thing that will boost you to work further. So recognition and that is always needed. I think our department faculties are capable to do any function in a grand manner. This alumni meet is a very mega event. I think organized by HOD and Manjula and Vox management team. Okay, so hats off you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Your blessings and wishes are always needed and counted, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think we have Dr. Lakshmi Rajasena who has raised her hand. And over to you, Lakshmi. So nice to see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can
Thank
introduce
you
yourself and then
Yeah. Thank you. I am Rajalakshmi Senadiraja. I am a professor in Colombo University. I am attached to the Department of Management and Organization Studies, Faculty of Management and Finance. And I was a former dean of the faculty. So I was dealing with alumni and all the people and worked well. And still we are working well with the industry. And I'm very happy to see all of you. Then those who were there when I did my PhD in 2005 to 2009, and where I have seen Professor Manjula today. Very happy to see. When she was sending the message to join today, I was so happy. I had a lot of commitments. I postponed everything. I planned to join today to see all and listening to all. And I could see again the Vice Chancellor of Exim University, Tony. They were my colleagues when we were doing our PhD. And so all my professors, including Tenmali Madam and Khaja Sarif Sir, and all others, my Bala Sir, my supervisors, Satyamurthy Sir, past professors, and Srinivasan Sir, and all. And still remember that knowledge we got and we shared and we experienced. I was very new to India at that time, and I was with my kids able to do my best within the period of time I completed, came back to the university. It was a great time I had, but I didn't have a time to connect and work with you all. And this, I think, starting point and getting a good opportunity to connect, communicate, and collaborate with you all. I could see all these alumni members. Then you are sharing a good knowledge with the students. And I expect taking this opportunity to work with you all and do my best for the institute and the society as a social responsible citizens. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi. I think I am reminded of her co-colleague or co-partner who came along with her from Colombo University then, our Dr. Manglesh. And Manglesh has gone on to become the Vice Chancellor of Jaffna University. He is the first Vice Chancellor of the university when it was constituted in Jaffna. Before that, he was a rector. So we have presently two of our alumni who are the Vice Chancellors, which is the highest office for an academic institution. So we are very glad. And I'm also reminded at this point that both Dr. Lakshmi as well as Dr. Manglesh came to India as part of the Commonwealth scholarship, if I am correct.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah, so they got the prestigious Commonwealth scholarship to be here in India to do their PhD. Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi.
Thank you.
And I think Dr. Prem Kumar, sir.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, over to you, sir.
So good afternoon to all of you. I thoroughly enjoying every moment of this event. Very nicely arranged by the department, especially Manjula madam and also the HOD. And it's a very great starting. And in fact, all the chief guest and also the guest of honor speakers have an excellent. They're sharing their experience and all that. There is a lot of takeaway for all of us. Actually, it's not only the department, institution, and all that. Because actually, we see that today technology actually is a major disruptor in everywhere. Even the management education is not an exception to it. And because of the technology disruption, there is a lot of gap is emerging between the industry and the academic. Every day we are seeing new things and all happening, and the alumni can definitely play a very big role in actually bridging the gap. Because they will be able to come back and tell the industry, academy, what exactly is to be done and all that, and every area of specialization. Whether it is going to be a finance or logistics or marketing, everywhere there is a lot of transformations are all taking place. Like you will be definitely seeing the day-to-day changes. And very interestingly, the pandemic is actually accelerating the transformation, because we all never thought that this pandemic is going to come. But if you see from the business perspective or if you see from the management perspective, the pandemic is accelerating the whole thing. We are all compelled to change, whether it is going to be digitalization or it is going to be your online marketing or digital marketing or whatever it is. And so as Mr. Sodhisalam was very rightly saying, and also mentioned by other speakers also, we need to really understand the capabilities of all these emerging technologies, whether it is going to be the blockchain technology, whether you're talking about open banking, whether you're talking about account aggregator. You see even recently the fintech companies, they're all actually challenging the entire banking sector itself. For the last 50 years, all over the world, people thought that banking is a very, very closed domain. They're all dominated by a few institutions. But the fintech companies are really challenging every banker today. They're all worrying the bank itself is going to be there. The sense, that it's going to become a part of the service, and technology is making like a tsunami. We'll say technology is like a tsunami. Everybody is, many people are really unprepared. We really do not know which is going to cover, from which direction the threat is going to come, and all that. And but if you see from the positive point of view, technology is actually helping us to address the various pain points. So far, many of the pain points are all taken for granted, or we really do not know exactly to address a pain point. But technology is really helping us to address the pain point. In fact, recently when Garuda Aerospace was trying to tell the world that they have developed a drone to clean the various solar panels, and when Elon Musk made a comment about this particular one, and even that Garuda Aerospace chairman, he started receiving phone calls all over the world. In no time, he was able to raise a lot of money just because of one particular one. So technology has got so much of power. So in fact, what I want to just share a thought with all the students is that a closer study of the various startups, different domains, that itself will tell you exactly what exactly the magical power of technology and how exactly the various pain points can be addressed and all that. And that is a very, very important one. And all the young students, you're all going to be the young employees of an organization, and you all can be the change agent of the organization. Because what happened, many organizations, we all taken the organization for granted, every aspect of it, whether it is going to be a product mix, whether it is going to be manufacturing technology, whether it is going to be supply chain, whether it is going to be packaging or marketing or branding or HR policy. But you as a young employee, and you're going to join the organization with all the knowledge about technology, many things will look, so you may start challenging every aspect of it. Why should I have the product at all? Why should I have the particular customer in this one? How exactly I'll be able to redefine my product mix? How I'll be able to redefine my supply chain? So that is the biggest strength you young people have. And once you have the technology orientation also in you, and in fact, Tenmani Madam has very rightly said, every subject, whether it is going to be HR or finance or marketing, the last portion of a syllabus should be what is the technology's implication to the whole subject. Because the technology is going to redefine the complete management education itself. It is not going to be this thing what we studied about 30, 40 years back, about consumer market research or supply chain or HR and all that. Whatever we studied, and what is the present situation. It's all changed a lot. And maybe in the next 10 years, a lot more changes are going to take place in a very exponential manner. In fact, what you're doing already in a very dynamic and in a very turbulent situation. And the next 10 years, the technology is going to redefine the whole world itself. So what I suggest you please have a lot of technology perception in your mind, and you also see your subject from the point of view, how exactly you have to update yourself on all that. And that is one simple thought I want to share, because already all the earlier speakers have thoroughly highlighted the importance of technology. So technology, it is not going to be something, a separate specialization, something like that. Every subject, whether it is going to be HR or marketing or finance or whatever it is, technology is going to be the backbone. So technology is actually what happened, it is causing a convergence of various fields. I just want to quickly give one interesting thing with you. Recently, I attended an international conference on artificial intelligence and eye care. So all of you will be thinking that it is basically for the medical doctor, eye doctor. But you will be seeing in that particular seminar, not more than 50% of the participants are only doctors. The remaining 50% are only image specialists, academicians, statisticians, and also the big data analytic people. So there is a lot of convergence of technology. I mean, the subject is taking place. So don't restrict yourself with, I'm going to be an HR man, I'm going to be a marketing man, I'm going to be in this particular man and all that. Keep your eyes and ears open. Try to learn all that. You try to have a boundaryless thinking. That is very, very important. No, don't think that this subject is relevant to me, this subject is not relevant to you. No, every subject is relevant to you. The technology can give you any disruption, the way the organizations are performing, the way you're looking to subject and all that. So I think all the speakers have given a beautiful perception about how exactly the students have to prepare yourself. That's what, that is the only small thought I want to share with all of you. And I really enjoyed every aspect of it. I see a strong need for the connect between the alumni and the institution, because alumni have got a lot of things to share with you. Only thing they need a regular platform to share. That's what we are looking for.
Definitely, sir.
So with that, I want to convey my best wishes, congratulations and best wishes to all of you. I really enjoyed every minute of this event today. Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Can we have anybody else who would like to speak? I see Kiran here. Kiran? Kiran? Is Kiran there? Rajaram Murthy? I think Karthik has raised his hand. Karthik, yes, go ahead.
Hi, thank you, ma'am. Hi, all. I'm part of 2008 and 2010 batch.
If you can switch on your video, that will be great.
Sure, just give me a minute.
Yeah. We like to see you also, as much as we would like to hear you.
Sure, ma'am. Yes, I'm being forced to use the room because of my kids, but still, I think I'm part of 2008 and 2010 batch team. I'm very happy to hear Tenmoni ma'am's voice again. It is after 11 years maybe. So just to say thanks to her, and very motivational staff, I would say. And Kaja sir, who was our professor as well for both the years, and it was good to see him as well. And the team, I really happy that our students, I think maybe I could say our students, our department students are rocking. And every year I see there is these alumni meets are being conducted without any disruption. But even though it is virtually, the team is ensuring that it is happening. So today the speech was more than the alumni meet. It was like I would say like a seminar, or it's a lesson for us how to make ourselves smart in this world, right? The corporate world, or in the technical growth world. Every day we are seeing a lot of technology growth. Be it every day we come out of one gadget, every day coming out of, right? So I think the speech provided by our distinguished guest was so impressive, and it is a motivational for me as well, even though after spending 11 years in a corporate world. So it's still more things to learn, so which I feel very thankful to this department. And thank you, team, for inviting us for this meet, and looking forward for more events to happen. Wishing all the best, team. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Karthik, for pitching in. I think one of the takeaways for all of us here, including the professors, is that there has to be continued learning. Learning never stops. And the day we thought that we have learned everything, that's the day when our doom really starts. So thank you so much for sharing that thought. If there is any more who would like to talk, we are open.
Karthik, I'm very happy, to see your face. My video is not working. Otherwise, I would come also the video. That is a problem. But Karthik, he was also a very good student, obedient student. Very good. Very good, Karthik.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Mahendran, student. I have gone through the participant list. Mahendran, my student was there. Lata Lamania, my student was there. Okay, so very good. I think joining this. Okay. Me and the placement coordinator, the box management.
I was also an alumni coordinator, ma'am.
Alumni coordinator. Very good, very good. So convey my wishes to your father. Appa Maria Kaipani.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Appa
Thank
Maria
you. Sure, I will come.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
If there are anybody else who would like to come and speak on this open floor, you're welcome to do so. Divakar, I see you on the screen.
Yes, ma'am. Hi. Very good afternoon to everyone. So I'm from the 2009 to 2011 batch, and I mean, it was so what to say. I just came in here with a different experience. I was happy. I mean, today's HOD was our. I know him as a poet first, and then a professor, and now happy to see him also be the HOD. And it was just going through all the memories we had with the university. And this particular session reminded me of all the guest lectures we used to have. I mean, listening to personalities like Mr. Sodhi Selvam, Mr. Murli Sundar. In within a half an hour, they kind of leave you with so many thoughts that can prepare you for the next 6 months to 2 years. I mean, I'm like also Mr. Karthik said, like my entire career has been in B2B sales. I worked for different industries like Godrej, Paytm. Now I work for a logistics firm. So I ended up, taking a lot of input from what all I was here to hear. And like Karthik said, just to hear Tenmodi ma'am, she used to be like, the mom for us. Like you have a respect and also fear on her. So as an engineering student, when we entered there, I always tell my friends, I mean, I don't think anybody could have, shared or taught accounting in such a way. Even people who didn't have the basic background could, get hold of it. She had a way of teaching with ஒரு அன்பு கலந்த ஒரு மரியாதை எப்பயுமே அவங்க மேல இருக்கும். So nice to hear her voice. And I mean, after a long time, I'm coming for such a session. I'm just, for my initial takeaway after, seeing people like Mr. Sodhi Selvam, I feel going forward, I should always try to be a part of these sessions. Not just, so we will definitely do that. Thank you for this platform. I'm definitely sure you'll continue to see me for the coming events.
Thank you, Divakar, so much. I think what Dr. Mr. Sodhi Selvam initially said, I think you are following line to that it is time to give back to the department, which has given you so much. அன்பு கடந்த பாசம் கலந்த பாடம் நடத்தாங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்க. So it's time to give back. So in whatever ways possible, small or big, doesn't matter. But the thought that you want to stay connected with the department and want to give back something to the department, I think that is what is the purpose of conducting an alumni meet itself. And that's why we do not want to miss on that opportunity, even though it is virtual. And the pandemic has not dampened our spirit to conduct it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Divakar, for joining. Okay. I think always we treat DOMS as a family only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still, Kaja sir is following that. I think people may come, people may go. I think that the system will take care of. Okay, whatever the system, the previous person has set up, that will continue that. Okay. So I think he is a successor. So he is continuing the taking the department in the right path. What we have laid down before, PTS and myself.
Continue the legacy. As I must say.
Every meeting also our family, DOMS family தான் சொல்லுவாங்க எல்லாருமே. நம்ம டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் தான் எல்லாருமே ஃபேமிலியா we treat that. ஏன்னா உங்களெல்லாம் நாங்கள் சில்ட்ரனா பார்ப்போம், அட்வைஸும் கொடுப்போம், திட்டுவோம், எல்லாம் பண்ணுவோம். அன்பு கலந்த பாசம் கரெக்டா சொன்னேன். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ திவாகர்.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am. I see two hands raised. Sodhi sir, I think over to you first, and then I think that can be followed by Mahendran sir.
See, I just wanted to add a few points. First, of course, I need to congratulate Dr. Kaja Sharif, Dr. Manjula, Dr. Tenmuri, எல்லாரும் வந்து இதெல்லாம் பண்ணதுனால தான் இந்த program successful ஆச்சு. In fact, my classmate and my close friend, Mr. Prem Kumar, is there in this meeting. He's a veteran. I know him. We know each other from 1976. We joined AC Tech in chemical engineering. So probably we two are probably the senior most, I think, Prem, in this.
Yes, definitely.
So, see, one thing I can tell you, I've come across all sorts of people in my career. I've come across MBAs educated from US, from IIM, A, B, C. I tell you, it's ultimately the attitude and your own adaptability to organization. I've seen many IIMs failing. I'm telling you. So don't think that you are studying in the University of Madras, which may not be having the same image of an IIM Ahmedabad. I think we see a case in point here, Mr. Murali Sundar being the director of Henkel, sitting in Germany talking. And I'm seeing his face. I saw his face in every alumni photo. In fact, his face is also not changed. It's the same. The same is there, I think. It's very nice of him. So I'm only saying, I think I told, the classes also, when I was handling on logistics to students, I was telling the same thing. See, people who made it big, for example, in my capacity, present capacity as Director General, I'm interacting with so many managing directors. And I have not seen any, I will say probably only 5% are really, management graduates from premier institutes. Most of them are very normal people, but what they have done is they have adapted themselves, they've updated themselves, and they've understood disruptions happening in the world. Disruptions is the order of the day. If you understand, I think you will survive and then do very well. Because very unimaginable disruptions are taking place. Me and Prem used to discuss it linked separately. The economics is changing. The fundamentals of business are changing. So let's be updated. Yes. And it's applicable to students. It's applicable for institutions. That's the message I wanted to give. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Sodhi sir. Thank you, Sodhi sir, so much for that. I must also add here that the 82-84 batch has been such a vibrant batch. Perhaps it is people like Mr. Sodhi, Mr. Prem Kumar, and a couple of like-minded people, which makes that so special. Whether it was the first alumni reunion, whether it was constituting an endowment lecture for the DOMS, they were there and they did it. I also remember very vibrantly that during the Chennai floods, this was one batch which came forward to collect and distribute relief materials during the Chennai floods in 2015. So sometimes we reach out to them for almost everything. They are there in almost all our endeavors. When we want to think of alumni, there is this batch which we reach out to.
Thank you.
And sometimes they also volunteer even without our asking. So this is the kind of interaction that we expect from the rest of the batches also. I think you are setting an example there. Thank you so much.
Madam, Rajaram is also waiting. Mahendran sir is there, no?
I'm over to Mahendran sir. And then probably after that, Rajaram sir can speak.
Thank you, madam. Good morning, everybody. Hope I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Today, I'm very much glad to meet you all and attend to this meeting. I'm very much thankful for giving me an opportunity to attend this. I'm very happy to see one and all. Today, from Tenmuri madam speech, I could gather three things. That is the distinction between corporate guru and academic guru. Both are gurus. So we need to have gurus in both the places. And secondly, the corporate social responsibility that is much talked about in the field of HR. Every organization is doing that nowadays. And this is our responsibility also for the department to contribute in some way or the other. At least by attending this meeting also, I think I'm contributing a bite. And then adding information technology subject as a topic in all the subjects is really very much relevant, required for all the students. The theory is something different, and technology, only when you add theory and technology, the things will come out successfully. I'm sure Madam has rightly given that suggestions. Madam was very much helpful both when I was a student of MBA during 98 and 2001 part-time student, and also my guide for PhD. Madam was very much helpful, very considerate. I'm really indebted to Madam and Dr. PTS for their guidance all the time and encouragement. Really, it was very much encouraged. The entire department faculty were with me in all my endeavors during my both as a student of MBA as well as a scholar during my time. It was my pleasure to meet all the faculty every new year time, but due to some reasons, I'm not able to make it for the last 2-3 years. I will make it, try to make it next time. I'm very glad to each and every one of you. I'm very proud of Mr. Murali. I really very I very feel proud to say that you are of DOMS alumni. Keep it up. Grow more. Thank you, Mananda.
Thank you, Mahendran sir. I think Mahendran sir's face is one familiar face during the New Year time. He, as he said, he makes it a point to visit the department during the New Year. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rajaram.
1 minute, Mahendran. We are missing your diary. No, you used to put our name. Ella faculty name போட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுப்பார். Okay, I think no. இனிமே கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
Yes, madam, I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, and happy new year to everyone. And I'm Rajaram. I belong to 2009-11 batch, same as of Divakar and Sriram, etc. And we are very proud to be students of PTS sir, Tenmuli ma'am, Kaja sir, and Satya sir. Thank you, sirs, and we have always been following your guidance, and we always remember your cheers, and we that makes us like we always have a connect with DOMS always, sir. And as our previous guest speakers was mentioning about the technology, this technology has brought us in this platform actually, and as in the traditional way of alumni meet, sometimes it will be hosted in a maybe say hotel or in our DOMS faculty hall. But sometimes we cannot able to make it to the meeting because of some schedules, etc. So this technology brought us here, and many of our friends have assembled here only because of this technology. And I definitely feel that every company is currently adopting. And every one of us are moving towards the adapting technology, and I hope all the expectations of the companies will be met by our current passing out students. And I will also like to, as part of a DOMS alumni member, I also usually when I get any information about any kind of a vacancy, when I hear from any one of my friends, I used to contact placement cell directly, and I used to contact either placement coordinators or the current office bearers. So in that way, I try to contribute at least one part of my my independence to the department, and I will continue to do so. And I'm happy that a WhatsApp group is being created for all to have the connectivity with all the alumni members. And I request, I will try to take an initiative of adding all my batchmates, 2009-11 batchmates to that WhatsApp group, so that the alumni network actually grows, and which ultimately benefits the DOMS fraternity. Thanks for this opportunity, and I wish all the students of 2022 batch best wishes.
I'm happy to see Rajaram.
Thank you, ma'am.
You were the alumni coordinator.
Yes, ma'am. GSR, General Secretary.
Okay. Very good. He was very active student, Rajaram. என்ன பண்ணலாம் என்ன அடுத்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் என்ன பண்ணலாம் like that. No, he was very much interested. Okay. Thank you, Rajaram, for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. I think I see Arvind Sriram, who's raised his hand. Arvind, 1 or 2 minutes, please. And if Jaideep is there, Jaideep can also pitch in. Yes, sir. Please.
Hello, this is Sriram. I'm from 2009-11 batch. I'm with Rajaram and Divakar. As Rajaram has rightly pointed out, we had the
I think we have lost him, or is the difficulty at my end alone? Arvind?
The frame froze.
Yeah, the frame froze. Saravanan? Meanwhile, maybe you can speak while he gets his connectivity back.
Yeah. It's me, Saravanan, sir. Vanakkam, sir. Nalla irukkinga, sir? Ma'am, nalla irukkinga? You don't remember, I'm in 2008 and 10 batch. I mean, between with Karthik and other guys.
Very good, Saravanan. Where are you?
I'm presently working in a private company called Ven Biotech, and I'm glad to invite you all to our company. And I'm very people.
எதுக்கு வர சொல்ற?
இல்ல நாங்க கம்பெனி சென்னையில தான் இருக்கோம் மேம். I will come and connect with you.
You have created some occasion to call us.
Yes, ma'am. For introduction, I said my company, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm glad to have you all in this moment, and you guide us still now on for future also, ma'am. I wish you all to be with us. Thank you.
Very good, Saravanan. Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Saravanan. Thank you so much. I think, Tenmuri ma'am, your presence has brought a lot of reminiscences to the batches.
Yeah.
Because houses which they connect to.
I always talk, this students very closely, openly also. Sometimes openly also. Okay, that is why I remember all the students.
Yeah, you remember also. That is also something which is very nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens, the teachers do not fail to recognize people, but when the teachers recognize, that is like a double bonanza for the students.
Yeah.
They always feel nice to be recognized.
By the way, Manjula was my student.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Which year?
I am 97-99 batch, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I have some of my batchmates also attending today.
Very good.
So it's nice, actually. So I think if there aren't any more hands raised for talking, then I think we can go ahead and close the session, sir. Khaja, sir? It's time for lunch.
If there's no one else to get connected or share the views, we shall call it a day.
Yeah. Thank you. Over to you, the MCs.
Thank you to all those who volunteered over the open floor. Thank you for all those pleasing words too. I would like to mention a special thanks to our student alumni coordinator, Mr. Gunalan, for providing those memorable photos for the previously played video, and Navin Samuel and Tamil Selvan for editing the video. A feedback link has been posted in the chat box. I request all the alumni members to kindly fill the lastly shared link. Finally, the most beautiful way to start and end the day is with a grateful heart. Now I request Mr. S. Gunalan, Student Alumni Coordinator, DOMS, to propose the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes.
No duty is more pleasant than expressing thanks. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me as the alumni coordinator to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of our team, I would first like to express my gratitude to our chief guest of the event, Honorable Justice P. Kalayarasan, who has taken time to be here with us today and share his valuable knowledge and wisdom with us. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to extend my gratitude to our three wonderful speakers of today's event, our distinguished alumni, Mr. Sodhi Selvam sir, Dr. Anthony Uvari sir, and Mr. Murali Sundar sir, for their thought-provoking and impactful speeches. Thank you so much, sir. I would also like to thank our head of the department, Dr. J. Qadir Sharif, for his constant and generous support through everything. Thank you, sir. I thank our faculty coordinator, Dr. P.S. Manjula, whose immense support made this event planned on time. Thank you, ma'am, for your knowledgeable guidance and assistance in conducting this event successfully. I would also like to thank all our faculty members, Dr. Tenmuli ma'am, Dr. Satyanarayanan sir, Dr. Usha ma'am, Dr. Vanita Agarwal ma'am, Dr. Kanagalakshmi ma'am, Dr. Sivakumar ma'am, and also Dr. Joseph
Shivkumar sir, please get it corrected. Shivkumar sir.
Sivakumar sir, and Joseph Kumar, and Dr. Joseph Raj sir, for their moral support, and non-teaching staffs for their assistance. Thank you all. I'm also grateful to Vox, Synergy, Urge, and SSR management clubs for their contribution towards this event. Thank you, team. I would also love to express my heartfelt thanks to the actual heroes of today's event, our beloved alumni. I thank each and every one of you for gracing us with your presence today. We look forward to your continuous supports in days to come. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our fellow students for lending their valuable time and making this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you one and all for your graceful presence. Now I request the gathering to rise up for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, Jyoti sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you and all the very best, everyone.
So much. Manjula, you did well. Oh, thank you, Kanlashmi. I think all the support,
Persons and students. Thank you.
all your help, all your support, and all your guidance. Always, that is what helps.
Great, madam. Congrats.
It's a great teamwork at play.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks to our Justice Honorable
Soti sir, so much. Thank you so much. I think you came, you were there throughout, and that shows the kind of connect that you have.
Thank you all.
If you have other speakers, they will do their part and they will feel that they want to leave. But when one is from the department, adha mannin maindannu summava sonnaga.
Madam, actually, I tell you, Sodhi Selvam is extremely busy. In fact,
I know that. That is what I'm saying. That is
but
why
I feel happy that you were able to.
Star must be talking to all the Middle East sheikhs, all company owners.
$178 billion business.
And the movies are German. all eminent personalities there over in Germany and other
Yeah.
and our justice sir.
Sir,
You know, so, we are so
178
fortunate to have justice sir.
Sir, 178 US
All
billion
the legacy.
உடைய அந்த business ராஜாங்கத்தை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காரு sir. So busy a man
Our
you should
alumni, yes, madam. All our alumni are quite busy and they made it possible to be here today. And it's a great
Murli,
thing, great gesture.
he woke up at the wee
Thank you,
hours
all of you.
just to be with us. I am really thankful for
It
that.
was really tough, and I had to get up
I
at
know.
4:15.
Cold weather, no?
No.
Cold weather, winter morning, on a Sunday winter morning.
Not Sunday, it's a very chill climate there, extremely
I
chill
know.
climate
Yeah,
there.
it's about -1 now.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
True.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. No, so unless otherwise you have the connect,
Come, yeah.
and can do the job and leave. But staying beyond that,
Yeah.
that really shows the sense of commitment and the sense of belongingness you will have with the place.
Very
Jane Moni ma'am, her presence really made that
Yes, thank you, madam.
cherry on the cake.
Yes.
And I'm thankful to all those who spoke. So next time I think we'll have more volunteers to speak. Sometimes the people are a little hesitant to open up, though they want to be silent spectators and watch the event. Anyway, thank you so much, Prem Kumar sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. You really
And
enjoyed
Father
the
sir,
event.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thanks for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great day. Thank you.
Can we close the session, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll catch up with you all later.
Thank you.
Thank you, students. Thank you, students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Hello.
Wait.
Never.
Wait.